I'm live. I don't know. It doesn't matter what I do. Every time there's something, it'll do. You can see me, I think. So wait until a few people jump in. Probably only be a few people, but I'll wait until they jump in anyway. Oh, Casper, hello. Agent OG9. Hello. Have you changed your name? G is a good letter. Why was I using G before? I can't remember. G9. How are you doing anyway, Casper? I hope you are well. I hope you don't have the snow that we had, which is still lingering. Stupid thing. Should melt and go without any sun, without any rain. Just melt and go. I'll give you a wave back. And hello, hello. I'll give it a while before. 2. I'll wait until, what shall I say? Do you reckon we'll get 5? I'll say 5, and then I'll kick in. Not much to be fair, but I think, some people in the, what do we say now? What do we call it now? In the treasure hunting environment. Let's call it the chase or TTI. What do you say? Are we still in the chase or are we letting go of the chase? Davey, hey, to you too. It's good to see you, mate. What do you reckon, Davey? Do you reckon we're out of the chase and we're in TTI? I might call David sometimes. David sometimes. Oh no, retract it. You're no longer Davey. I hope the sun is shining and the birds are singing down where you are, mate. It's nice and dark here now. Yesterday was supposed to be dark, but just seemed light for some reason. And it wasn't the moon because they're all cloudy and full of snow. So no joy there. So are we still in? You didn't answer. Are we still in the chase or are we TTI? So I was thinking, like, I don't think people understand me. And, partly my fault, I suppose, because I don't say what I mean. I say what I think they will know that I mean. But we had a conversation, me and Davey, with a friend of ours, and this is not a bad reflection on anyone. I'm just saying this is the way it seems that even with the information that we're given, even with the information that they have, it seems that it doesn't sink in. Like my understanding of the information seems simple, an easy way to understand it. It's like, I don't see it as an issue that you can't understand it, and yet people don't understand it. And it's like, that's crazy. So am I taking for granted? Are we taking for granted that people understand exactly what's being said? And I'm starting to think that we do. I think I think that people understand everything that I'm saying or writing. And maybe they don't. And that's weird because I try to talk to people as though they know already what the answers are. And then when I talk without saying what the answer is, but actually saying what the answer is, that they will understand that. I'm not sure that people do. I'm not sure that they understand the information that is already there before I say anything. So that's getting me a bit, concerned that in my mind, I assume that people who have exactly the same information as me think exactly the same as me and have the same answer to it. And then I find out that's not the case. And that's, a bit worrying because I've always worked on the fact that the information is available. People have the information and they read it in exactly the same way as me and come to exactly the same conclusion, and they don't. And that's a scary Hey, Wig, how you doing? Situation to be in. Better weather today. Good, cool. Glad to hear. So I'm of the opinion we're still in the chase, the thrill of the chase that Forrest Fenn set up. And I firmly believe that we're still, along with Forrest, making things happen. Because that's how it has to happen. Things have to happen, and in order to affect the future. So how does that happen? Well, Forrest Fenn hid a chest in the Rocky Mountains. If you find it, you can have it. We're not under the assumption. We believe that chest has been found. We believe that chest has been found. We believe a chest has been found. And some of us believe that the chest has been found. Some of us believe that a chest has been found. And some of us believe that Forrest pulled it and nothing's been found and it's all, it's up. And then JCB comes along and we have fun. I'm glad that's catching on. And, Ben, if you're here, if you turn up, if you watch it later, and you actually, we need you in this saga, this epic, this new journey, old journey, continuation, however you want to look at it. We need you in this. We need, a different perspective, catering to different minds. We need a Dale. We need his sort of. Everybody goes there, talks about their soul. Has lots of information. Obviously, Jenny Cole has a lot of information, but it's not the same sort of setup. And there was Toby and Shirley, so maybe you're the young Toby and Shirley. And your I want to say abilities or skills or something like that in reaching people is different than Mike and K-Pro. And that's not, slandering them. That's just saying, one's heavy rock and one's Northern Soul or Tamla Motown or whatever. You're not going to appeal to it. Well, unless you're Elvis, then maybe you'll appeal to, the majority of people. But we need, I say we, it's mine, it's not mine. But if you're gonna be in this hunt, if anyone's gonna be in this hunt, we need I don't mean influencers in a bad way, but we need people that were a good, I'm not going to say role model. I don't mean role model. I mean, what do I mean? A welcome port of call, somewhere that people can go that they feel wanted, they feel mentored, feel appreciated, and because we're all different, people prefer a different kind of host. Probably not me, probably, like me as a host, But there are people out there that are good hosts that, give their visitors a welcome moment. And that's what we need. And we need quite a few of them. Because if it does take off, I don't think that everybody jumping into one show is ideal for anyone. Not for the people that are jumping in, and not for the hosts themselves. The chat will probably zoom through. Nobody will read or see or hear what's going on. There'll be no time to discuss, etc., etc., etc. You need a 6-hour moment all the time, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Curator librarian. I don't know what that is. Curator librarian. I'm not sure what that is in reference to, David. So, is this still a continuation? Is this still fun, epic answers like Eep Answers? Is there an ending to the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase? Is there a beginning of John Collins Black? There's treasure inside. Yeah, there's treasure inside. And talking of that, why has nobody asked John Collins Black, or have they, and we don't know, why it's called There's Treasure Inside, which is way, way, way away from the thrill of the chase. Like, there are lots of sort of imaginative things that you could do with the thrill of the chase, and then there's treasure inside. But there's treasure inside what? 1 of 5 chests? There's treasure inside the book. Treasure inside your mind. Why is it called There's Treasure Inside? Why is there an inscription on the dust cover? And do you need a good map? So far, some of what Forrest Fenn has said in the start to The Thrill of the Chase seems to be spoken by John Collins Black himself. Now, that's a bit weird. Although, could be easily interpreted as well. The Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase went really well, so why not sort of try and borrow from that? If you want your treasure hunt to succeed in longevity, not 2 days, 3 weeks, 6 months, but years. Who wouldn't want that? So it's possible that some of the stuff we hear from John is similar to Forrest Fenn, because that was a good benchmark. Why not try to assimilate that, if that's what it is? So, do we need a good map? Or do we just need the book? Now, if we do just need the book, we were still encouraged to go online and fact check. I don't know if those are the words that are used, but that's the way it seems. Like, you go online and you fact check the information that's given about these people, about these artifacts, these treasures. So how far is too far? How far is too far to let your fingers do the walking? How far can you go without going away from the answer? If the answer's in the book, so you only need the book, everything you need to find the chest is in the book. But once you go online, how far away from the book is too far? Even though you're encouraged to, I want to say fact check because of all the stuff that's been said so far. Not that that's the case, but as of yet, we still haven't had the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Like, we're still not, seeing a dungeon master. We're still not hearing anybody talk about it, even though there's plenty of talk before it started. I think, unless you're lucky, you're going to get to see all the videos that are, put out as shorts and put out as interviews. And unless we have, some point of call where all of that is, where somebody has every bit of information that John Collins Black has put out. Which, however, begs the question, apart from the advertising, which Forrest said was, the biggest business there is, how much of the information we're getting is extra hints and clues other than the book? So you see a video or short, whatever it is, and obviously John's talking about his treasure hunt. How much extra information outside of the book is John prepared to give us and is giving us? Or is everything outside of the book merely just advertising? Has nothing to do with finding any of the chests. So I'm starting, my interpretation of what I think John has said with, if the beginning of the book is, this is how you start, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to know, I would have to then say that all through the book, there's the next step. And then after that, there's the next step. But there's 5 chests. So is it a continuation of information? So you start at the beginning, you make your plan, you do all the stuff, you get ready for, your trip or whatever it is, or how you're going to solve it. And you work your way through the book and you find a chest. Do you then stop? Do you change tack? Do you change course? Do you look at it differently? Or do you carry on with exactly the same information in exactly the same way to find a different item in a different state? So does the book run contiguous, contiguous and chronological? Are you going to find a first chest, a second chest, a third chest, a fourth chest, and the lion's share? Or are you going to find the lion's share because you read the whole of the book, you have no idea what it's about, you have lots of ideas floating through your head, and after reading the whole book, you find the lion's share, and then you have to start again because you didn't understand the information that was given. So do you see how that works? That you can read it thinking that you're going to find a chest. You have all of this information and it leads you absolutely nowhere. You get to the end of the book and then you realize, oh, if I put all this together, I find the lion's share. I find a chest. But I've gone past 4 chests in order to get this chest. So now I have to go back to the beginning. Oh, that sounds familiar. Arrive back where I started and then start the process again. Or do I just find everything in the word search? Or do I just go to the poem at the back of the book, find everything in there? Or how do I find anything? So I suggest that you read the plan in the beginning of the book that tells you John's idea of what you should do in order to get information. So you can do it two ways. Read the first bit, the plan, then read all the bits of information about everything through the book, and then find out that you don't know anything and then read it again. Or you could read the plan over and over, have an idea of what it is you're going to do, then start reading the book. Or you can be like most people, start at the back of the book and see if it gives you the answer in the back of the book. There has to be information. That's how simple it is. There has to be information that tells you where there is a chest. You don't have to guess. You don't have to guess. You don't have to work out. It has to tell you. When I say you don't have to work out, I don't mean exercise and that. But you shouldn't have to be a genius, we were told. So a bit like Forrest, it's simple. Well, not simple, but, straightforward. Oh, they're all the same words, aren't they? Same words that Forrest used. So John's basically saying that you don't have to be clever. You don't have to be super smart. A redneck and 12 kids. Why is that the sort of person that Forrest wanted to find a chest? Was it the chest or was it the treasure? What was the statement? So with Forrest, we have, in 2017, a little bit of a hoo-ha about mildew. And who Forrest tipped mildew to? Why did he get it? What was the statement around that? See, the simple truth is, this is the simple truth. Forrest didn't tip it to any searcher. That's an impossibility. He must have tipped it because he found something. He found something. Not a searcher. So he tipped mildew because of that. Now, why do I say that? Because Forrest said in 2018, or around that time, I have a gut feeling. But hang on a minute. Hold on. Did you not tip mildew to say that it was found? Obviously not. It couldn't have been found if Forrest only has a gut feeling that someone's close. Not only that someone was close, but that it was toe to toe. But before that, the gut feeling was wavering. Which means it was not found in 2017. And whoever gave Forrest information in 2018 only gave him information and didn't follow it up. So the information that Forrest was given led Forrest to believe that this person had some information that was what this was all about, where this was all about. And Forrest thought, because of that information, this person was fully aware of everything that was going on. Well, not fully aware, very aware of certain factors in his thrill of the chase that led him to believe it wouldn't take them long before they put the pieces together. The only trouble is that person gave Forrest information that wasn't really anything to do with their soul. It was just information that they had. Their soul was something different. Whilst it touched on what Forrest wanted and was very relevant, the person who gave Forrest Fenn that information chose a different route, went a different way. In fact, went past the first two clues and walked right by the chest. That person did. Not only past the chest, but possibly threw away the trove as well. So that person who thinks that they solved the Forrest Fenn's thrill of the chase doesn't realise how close they came to being the correct person. So Forrest said, my gut feeling's wavering, which means that information, critical, vital, more important than anything else, that information that led Forrest to believe, oh, hang on, what's going on here, was shelved, was not used by this person for whatever reason. We have different people in the chat. We have, starting with INFJ. Hi, how are you? Followed closely by, oh, lots of J's. MJ. How are you doing, MJ? Moni, my favourite person, I think. I apologise, everybody else. Well, I don't. I think Moni is my favourite person. We have communicated for a long time, and yeah, I'm happy to see that name, along with Davey B, of course. MJ, how do you do what you do to me? I wish I knew. Like an IKEA product, comes with directions, but nobody reads them till after they create their own. Yes, Davey B. Very good. I like it. Yes. They buy the product. They take no notice of the instructions and think, oh, I can do this. And then they realise, hang on, that doesn't go together the way that I thought it was. Or they make it and have lots of bits spare. And, it's almost, what it is. That's how the picture looks anyway. So that's good enough. Fendi, you're praying for these? Uh-oh. Don't tell me it's a parachute. Don't tell me all that stuff. Please don't do that, Fendi. It's good to read you. As long as you're not praying for a mantis, we're all right. We'd be in trouble if you're praying for a mantis. No need to thank me. The truth is the truth. See, people, it's weird because people say, thank you when you say something nice and then want to kill you when you say something horrible. But both of them are the truth. It's like, well, I just said, I've only said the truth. One of them you want to kill me, and one of them you say, thanks. It's like, what do you want me to do? Lie? So, yeah, just the truth. So you don't need to thank me, but, I appreciate it that you have. But, yeah, it's all good. There is a method and a product, says Davy B. And I'm not one to disagree with that. Money, that is high praise. Ooh, I need to digest that then. Thank you, Money. I appreciate it even more. If Jeff is saying, and thank you, Jeff, for pointing out that it is high praise. I'm really struggling at why FF would have done it this way. I don't. Yes, nothing is over. That's Rambo, if you didn't know. Nothing is over. Nothing is over. But why this way? I find the TTI book all over the place. Well, how many have you got? Oh, you mean reading it? It's all over the place. Not there's one here and one there and one there and one there. Sorry, it's just English humour. I'm trying to be in, but it's not easy. So I was just saying, INFJ, probably best to read the plan over and over again before you read the book over and over and again, or before you go to, a certain chapter that you like, or in the hope of finding, a chest that you want to find. So, of course, it's all over the place. Otherwise, it'd be really, really, too easy. But no different than Forrest Fenn, you have to start at the beginning. And if you don't know where you're starting, you shouldn't start. It's that simple. You shouldn't start. So if you never had Warm Waters Halt, you shouldn't have started. And the only way you knew you had Warm Waters Halt is if you had it nailed down. So that was what you needed to do before you started anything. So now we have a different hunt with similar information. So now, because the person has similar information but is given different information, and the book is totally different than the Thrill of the Chase, then there has to be a recognition of what the starting point is. You have to know what the starting point is. And you have to know if at that starting point, is it a starting point for one chest? Then you have to go back to another starting point for another chest, then back to another starting point for another chest, then back to another starting point. Or do you start from one starting point and go all the way through to the end? And that being said, the lion's share is all the way through to the end. So you have to read the whole book, and throughout the book, there could be, the information that, or should be the information that you want. And when you get to the end, you find the lion's share. But finding the lion's share means you went past all of the others. So how do you know the information for chest 1, chest 2, chest 3, chest 4, and the lion's share? If you have to read the whole book to get the lion's share, not just a little bit. So you have to go past every other chest, all the chests. You have to go past all the 4 chests to get the lion's share chest, because you have to have the whole book. And I would count, the dust cover in that, even though you probably don't have to, but I would count that in that. I would leave nothing on the table or under the table. That banquet table that we might be seeing soon, hopefully. So how does it work? You have to read the whole book to get the lion's share, which means you've gone past the 4 chests. So how do you find the 4 chests if you've only been told that the lion's share is the whole book? So I suggest the plan, read the plan over and over. Sounds very much like Forrest Fenn, but read the plan. Make sure that you're following in those footprints. The only thing keeping me in is that FF couldn't have ended. Here's the way it's supposedly. Yes, but, and I think that should be for everybody on INFJ, and I'm glad that you said that. All of this is about having faith in the Maverick. And if you don't have that faith, you're going to struggle. If you believe that Forrest Fenn, whoever that is, whoever you believe that is, that set this Thrill of the Chase up, however it was, you have to believe the ending that he talked about hasn't happened. And that means it hasn't ended. And that's, that's why we need people like Ashley, because she says, like, if it's not something the end, then it's not the end, or whatever. So I wish she was here now. She could tell us how she said it. But if it's not the end, it's not the end. And that's where you need to be. That's how your mindset needs to be. Forrest would not have ended it the way that it ended, and there was a plan from the very beginning. So if there's a plan from the very beginning, as I asked earlier, is this a continuation, or is this a new hunt? Is this the thrill of the chase still, or is this there's treasure inside? And why is it called There's Treasure Inside? Why would you call the book that after such a big, imaginative, take you anywhere, the thrill of the chase title, to just There's Treasure Inside? And why the unbreakable thread? Not just why the book, but why that title? It's very similar to I'm umbilically attached to that place. Or something like that Forrest said. So, yes, don't give up on us, baby. Don't give up on Forrest. Don't give up on the thrill of the chase. Don't just assume that, it's an S show, because it's not. And just, keep believing. Just understand that he said he was going to affect the future. I believe he's affecting the future. But in order to affect the future, maybe he had to tell half the truth, not the whole truth. I don't get any of it. Oh, you went northeast then, did you? Northeast might be a good way to go. It was done way ahead of time. It has to play out the way it's meant to, INFJ. I know, but this doesn't yet seem foresty enough. No, but Forrest didn't seem foresty enough at first, I don't think. Like, if you were around in 2010, there wasn't much momentum. There wasn't much of anything. We didn't know about a good map. We didn't know all of these other little bits of information that were given. And I don't want to be, negative, but, I don't think John, I don't think John should be trying to be the person that set up the thrill of the chase, or take that person's place who set up the thrill of the chase, or whatever. I think he should just be himself, and we'll get to see him in the way that we should be seeing him. We'll get there. It's way more than I can focus on, says Fendi. No, it's not. Just got to allow yourself a little bit of time. Actually, no, I lie. So yeah, it's a daunting book. Let's be honest. It's a massive book, said to Davey. So when you look at that book, it's like, what? Wait, what? Like, it's not the thrill of the chase. But hold your horses and calm down, Mario. There are 5 chests in this book, which is what I've just said to you. You have to find 4 chests throughout the book, in different parts of the book. You find 1 chest through the whole book, but you can find a chest in any section of the book. So take it in sections. Work your way slowly, trying to find a chest. It's going to be daunting to read the whole lot and try and find 5 chests in one go. That ain't going to happen. And it's going to be daunting to try and find the lion's share chest, because you have to read the whole book. But I suggest don't try to do the research until you've read the book. You don't need to take any notes from me. I don't know nothing. But just keep reading the book. Just keep reading the book until you understand what has been written. When people have said, well, this number doesn't exist, this number's here, etc., 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 it can wait. Like, if you're going to start focusing on those things, you're not going to read anything in the book. If you're going to keep focusing on all the small things. So read the book, understand the book, try and work out what the book has said. And then when you understand the book, then you can focus on, well, page 90 is missing, 5 and a 6 together and blah, blah, blah. And that could help you. If you're smart enough, you get it straight away, job done. But it's going to be difficult to focus on the book if you're focusing on all of this information that's coming out and trying to put it all together, so quickly. If you don't even know what the book is on about, why are you trying to work out all the errors? Surely those are supposed to help you with the answer. If you don't have an answer, you're not going to find the answer from, there's no page 90. I'm sure that's not going to tell you where it is. But if you have so the word search, let's go to the word search. You have the word search. In the word search, there must be, this is where it is. Must be, because below, it's telling you where to go. It's telling you to go, strong to stream. Is that river to stream? Lots of water to little water. Is it telling you where to go and confirming that what you found earlier is right? And that will be the same with the rest of it. You have to, and I've said this before, in the Forrest, Fenn, Thrill of the Chase, you had to have the answer before you know you have the answer. The answer has to confirm itself. You have to know where Warm Waters Halt is to find out where Warm Waters Halt is. You have to know where it is in order to nail it down. So you find it and then you nail it down. If you don't find it initially, how can you nail it down? You can't nail it down. So it's no good finding the nailed down part of it until you find where you started. You find begin at where Warm Waters Halt. You have it nailed down. You know that you found the right place. And the same with the book. You're not going to, I don't think, and again, who am I? But I don't think you're going to find that chest or whatever it is with just the second part, the code. What's it called? Cryptogram. You're not going to read the cryptogram and find the chest just reading the cryptogram. I don't think that's going to be the case. Even though it's been done and sorted. And I wish I know somebody had done a video with it instead of me doing it myself, but there you go. But I don't think you're going to find the chest just by reading the cryptogram. I'd be very surprised if you did. And I wouldn't say that it was impossible because if there was 350,000 people and they all started at a river and went to a stream and followed that stream to the field, blah, 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 past the post, etc., they may end up where the chest is. They may have an idea and can say, hand on their heart, this is the answer. Because I started from strong and I went to stream and I did this and I did that and I did the other. Without having the real answer. But again, where's the confirmation? So in this hunt, I don't think it's going to be any different than Forrest Fenn's. There has to be confirmation. And if you're saying that, you're not getting that confirmation, then don't start. There's a lot of people already going out looking, and I'm still miffed about Ryan Bavetta going out looking before it started. I think that's disgraceful, and I can't see me forgiving him for that. Yeah, and you might think that I'm wrong, but I don't see that it's wrong. If the hunt didn't start till the 12th, you shouldn't go out looking, because you've got a book and the others haven't. I think that's disgusting. I think it's disgraceful. I think anybody praising them for doing that, is just as bad. I think it should have been, brought to task and said, you're out of order. And if that person doesn't like me because of what I'm saying, then it just proves my point about the truth. I can say something nice about somebody and they say, thank you very much. I can say something horrible about somebody, still the truth, and they, get upset with me. I just, considering all that was going on, people didn't have the book, etc., it was delayed, etc., and then this person goes out the day before the hunt officially starts and says, oh, I found this bag, without a concern in the world for all the other people that, have already felt hard done by, without someone, claiming that they think they have found a box before it is even started. Well, that's disgusting. I can't think of anything worse. That's like everybody preparing for a race for ages and ages and ages, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the day to come where they could, stand on that starting line, wait for the pistol to go off. And then the day before, somebody says, yeah, I've already won. I've already got the gold medal. So what do you mean you've already got the gold medal? It doesn't. The race doesn't start till tomorrow. Yeah, but I just thought, well, nobody was there. I'll go and get it. That's crazy, absolutely crazy. And you might think I'm wrong for thinking it, but I am who I am, and I think what I think, and I just think that's wrong. If you know what the ending is, then you would understand why searchers do not understand the time delay. Hey, Bill, too far to walk is 7 miles. It's rumbling ramblings. Cody was 7 miles away and was 7-mile walk, or I don't know. Brave to rate the buffalo. It's not. Hey, just a guy. That's not what Forrest said. I don't believe that's what Forrest said. He said if you're walking a mile, you're walking too far. Based on what Capo was saying. TTI book has been 5 years in the making it 2009. What do we know? Yeah, exactly, just the guy. Exactly. I think I said it the other day, but and that's scary because John is, hiding a chest called the Forrest Fenn chest before the Forrest Fenn's chest has been found. Oh, butter wouldn't melt in your mouth, would it, Fendi? I talk to idiots. They're everywhere. Game over. Okay. I'll just tell you what Forrest said. Starting point for the Pokemon chest is Statesville, North Carolina. Oh, I wouldn't put it past you, but you got to get them all. Waning moon. Waning moon. I've seen a moon today, actually. It was out in the daytime, which is good. Stick man be stick on the back of a rock at Old Spanish Trail and US Highway 160. Trout man. Amelia Earhart made 2 trips to Jones Farm in Alamosa, just 30 miles down the road from me. There you go. And again, there's information in this new hunt that we already had in the Forrest Fenn hunt. So, are those souls viable that people had in the Forrest Fenn hunt, about Kerwin and stuff like that? Who knows? If Amelia Earhart is in it and, other information that we had. I'm not buying any more books. I'm good just watching the moon. Well, it's to the moon. To the moon. Hi, guys. Hey, Luli. How you doing? Traveling, oh, no. Luli, you're in trouble. I said to you, if it snows over here, you're in trouble. And it snowed over here. And it snowed bad. I was up at some stupid o'clock in the morning. I live in a cul-de-sac. Or close. But, you have to come in and go around and go back out. And I'm the youngest old person out of a load of old people, and, ladies and that. So I try to, clear the road so they don't have to, so they can, go back their merry way. So there was a lot more snow than I was expecting. And, I wasn't happy. So it snowed. It's still there. The snow's still there. Hasn't gone yet. And we're expecting more tomorrow, probably. So the road's clear, but everywhere else is, still got snow. Arrival will be epic. Full moon to you, Fendi. It's the Moony Man. Wheel to the storm in flight like the song. I was walking down Fremont Boulevard one night, and some girl yelled out, "Hey!" from a passing car. And then a horse bit her. When I turned to look, there it was. A full confirmation are in his books and writings. Are we talking about Forrest or are we talking about TTI? Hey, Queen. Good to read you. Everyone should start on the start line. Yes, everybody should start on the start line. Yes, you pesky wabbits. Can't hunt till the season officially starts. Hey, Amy. Long time no see. Reed here. Good to see you here. Hope you're still a believer in Forrest Fenn and the thrill of the chase. Forrest fell asleep while patrolling the general's quarters, dropped his rifle, and he tripped over a curb. Said he dodged that bullet. That sounds like Trump dodging his. Mario has not read Rumblings and Ramblings, so he cannot poo-poo what I said about what Forrest wrote in it. I haven't read it, but other people have read it as odds and ends as well. Davey, hi. It hasn't snowed here in years. Bill asks, cheers. So, that's another thing. When somebody says to you, you can't find it in snow, that doesn't mean to say that you can't find it in winter, or you can't, I'm not telling anyone to go out, I don't want anyone coming foul of the weather. But if you went underground, there'd be no snow, and you would never ever find snow there. So you can't find it in snow because there was never ever be any snow there, ever, 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 ever. So if you're underground, the statement you can't find it in snow will be absolutely correct. You'll never find it in snow because snow doesn't get there. So to say that you can't find it in snow is a strange statement, because if snow's only an inch deep, doesn't cover your, feet, and the chest is 6 inches deep or 5 inches deep, then the chest will stick out above the snow. Well, why can't you find it in snow then? So you have to think, why has that statement been made? There's plenty of snow in the grid. Oh, you have to grid search. New Delaware congresswoman has balls. Hey, Delaware, there's a place. There is a place. Yeah. Bill, they might be Biden's. He probably dropped them when he's walking across the sand. He couldn't make it. Forrest said the chest was 10 inches. No, we're talking about the TTI chest, but the chest was 10 by 10, but it was only yay deep. It wasn't 10 inches deep. It's only 5 or 6 inches deep, depending on which information you're talking about. But if the snow is only an inch deep, so there'll be an inch on top of the chest, an inch high of snow, and then 4 inches of chest sticking out. But you can't find it in snow? That don't make any sense. It makes no sense at all. So there has to be a reason why it's been said, and Forrest said pretty much the same thing. But every piece of information cannot just be, stuff it. Can't go out in snow, though. That might not be what was meant. Don't go out in snow. I don't want you to go out in snow. But you have to look a little bit closer, a little bit more precise of what it is that you're hearing. A group of baboons. Chest on, chest on, chest on, chest off. Yes, Bill, we've heard everything that you said, and, if it's right, it's right, but I don't know. And this is not, I don't know, that could be the answer for TTI for all we know. So we're looking at people in TTI, and we're looking at artifacts, treasures, etc. in TTI, and we're finding some crossovers between Forrest Phone's Thrill of the Chase and I keep saying John Collins Black, but sorry, John, if ever you watch this, sorry. I don't mean to, so there's some crossovers between the two. Why would that be? Like, why would we be talking about someone like Amelia Earhart in The Thrill of the Chase? And then, lo and behold, there she is. We have Apple. Why would, apart from the treasure that's in there, why would we need to know about how Apple came about? And that's right at the beginning of the book. Hey, Larry, how are you and Oksana? Has she given up on the chase, Larry? Like, well, again, is it the chase or is it TTI now? She's not a hunter anymore. Dribbling, blah, 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 makes no difference to the answer or the ending. Dribbling makes no difference. Moses was the commander of the Silver Bullet Brigade, and he was the Omega Man. He drove a Blazer in Earthquake. Somebody else was in Earthquake. Who else was in Earthquake? The answer is the answer. So the way I looked at it was Forrest gave us the answer, and we had to work out what the question was in order to get the answer again. So if Forrest tells you the answer, which he did, then you work out what the question is, which is, how do I nail it down? Then that gives you the answer that you're already given. So you're given the answer. Forrest says, this is the answer. But in order to confirm your answer, do this. Is John doing exactly the same thing? Please, somebody get in touch with John Connors Black and say, John Connors Black, do you mind if people just call you John? Like we just call Forrest Forrest. I don't like those people just call him Forrest, calling him Fenn. And I don't think people should call John Connors Black Black. But, well, yeah, John Connors Black Black. But I hope you don't mind us calling him John. I will roll her eyes when she finds out I bought another treasure book. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, you better find the chest before she finds the book. Hide it like a treasure hunt. Make it like a treasure hunt, and she won't find it. And then once you found the chest, you can tell her you bought another book. But in order to find out how you found the chest, she has to find the book first. She's more of a passenger. Deny the passenger who wants to get off. Yeah, I can see why some people don't want to take part. I understand that. But I think if you have it like in your blood now, if you're a diehard Forrest Fenn treasure hunter, and or any of those other treasure hunts that went before, David Blaine, etc., then you'd be foolish not to. And I think that the more people get to hear about it, those people that took part in those hunts will, definitely jump on board. And if your answer is correct, Bill, then you should know how it ends. If you know that, you would not need to keep telling everyone what you think you know. Simple. Hey, Tim, how are you doing? Or do I call you Zozo? It's good to get those fives. So, are you in yet, Zozo? Are you in? Either is fine. Are you in the TTI, or are you just waiting for confirmation from the Thrill of the Chase? So the question I was asking earlier is this a continuation of the Thrill of the Chase? And I believe, there is not an ounce, less than an ounce, a milligram of me that thinks this is not a continuation. That wasn't expecting there to be a continuation, doesn't believe that this was always supposed to be the case, etc., etc., etc. And I said that in my, earlier videos about the connection between the two. So I'm fully behind what Major Forrest Burke Fenn gave us all. And I say that, whoever you think Major Forrest Burke Fenn is, and I know lots of people say that he's this person, he's that person. But all I can say to you is, are those people you claim that Forrest Fenn is, those people, are they affecting the future now? Are they going to, change the world? Are they going to be a part of history? And when I say that, I mean changing the world for everybody, the whole world, not just being a part of history, one little bit in a book, but everything, forever, for all time. I know these people will say, yeah, but D.B. Cooper's going to be part of history forever and ever and ever. It's like, yeah, but only to a small amount of people. And D.B. Cooper only affected a small amount of people. The Omega Man only affected a small amount of people. These people, whilst going down in history, they didn't affect the future in the way that that statement is made. Not in my opinion, anyway. Uh-oh. Ordered the book on the 11th, still waiting for it. Well, the good thing, Larry, is I don't believe that anybody, whilst, they're already going out looking, I don't think anybody's going to beat you to anything, anytime soon. That's weird. I don't think anybody's going to beat you to anything anytime soon that is not already out of touch. So anybody who got the book, you have to find the treasure that Forrest Fenn talked of. If that makes sense. I think that makes sense. So I believe that if you are in the process of finding one of the 4 chests, I don't believe that anybody's going to find those chests before you get the book. Forrest told Bill Sullivan that Bill Gorman's pretty good with an axe, hinting at the lumberjack in the final sketch. Yeah, I think he's pretty important, but in that lumberjack, and you can read it lots of different ways, but absolutely there's information in there that is probably 2026 worthy news, predicted in the thrill of the chase. So this information will come to pass. This will be a real thing. I don't know about the lumberjack looking up at the moon and that, but those are the things that can I make it happen. Can I make this thing that I've already wrote about in this book? Will this thing happen? Those are the things that need to be aware of. I'm in recovery mode from avoiding homelessness. Oh, sugar. Wasn't expecting to read that. Well, I'm glad you've avoided homelessness. I really am. Hey, Shane, how are you doing? Glad to see you here. Thanks for that piece of information. I don't know what it means. Absolutely no idea what it means. And, I don't think you're that basketball player, but if you are, nice dunk. Can't take it off you if you have nothing to say. Well, everyone seems to know you, Shane, so maybe you are that basketball player. Our family had a 1936 Chevrolet. When school was out in June, my parents would pack it up for the 3-month stay and take off for Yellowstone. The 69-mile trip was driven at 35 miles an hour. See, those are the things that, make me wonder that, hang on a minute. His father was a teacher, but they ended up buying, or making or whatever, hotels, motels, Fenn Haven. And it's like, what, on a teacher's salary? And then traveling, 1,600-mile trip, to Yellowstone every year. It's like, wow, you've got a lot of money for a teacher. And a 1936 Chevrolet. Like, how old was Forrest when those things happened? Like, that's a fairly new car. You know, if Forrest was born in 1930, and Forrest is talking about they had a 1936 Chevrolet, it's like, hang on a minute, you're a teacher and you bought a brand new car, and you're travelling to Yellowstone every year, you know, with 3 kids. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. The lumberjack is carved in wood in the lobby at the Hungry Logger restaurant in South Fork. The teeth of the Rockies are outside on a 20-foot long saw blade with a 24-foot tall lumberjack. Ooh. Can you say Jack? No, I can't. Oh, maybe I can. Love Monty Python. Well, hang on. Is this in this hunt, Monty Python? Are we going to have them horses and stuff? I think, like, when you look through the treasure, I don't believe that there's going to be anybody here that hasn't seen something that they think, oh, I wouldn't mind having that. And they're specifically there. Like, is the book specifically wrote because they're there? Or are they there because how the book is wrote? Because, you know, it's talking about, you know, the effort, which is no different than what Forrest said. You know, tired and weak. I'm here for an argument. We don't sell them here, Zozo. You can have one free, but we don't sell them. It was the hours in the car looking out the window for days each way to and from Yellowstone. Hint, school window. Yes, Bill, we know you're Forrest's friend. Hey, Jeff, same. Another searcher recommended the Aid books. Oh, not the ABC books. Dog nabbit. Dag nabbit. That will be the last time I listen to her. Had I ordered from Amazon, I would have got it the next day. Oh dear. Well, somebody's talking about these places that did have them. So you could have gone like to a library somewhere and they would have had one in. But that's what you did and it didn't turn up. Damn. It's not associated with a dam, Zozo. Sorry, I have to say that. Not associated with a dam. I don't give a damn. That was Gone with the Wind. Scarlett O'Hara. Fun fact. Just announced for pre-order an X-Files Golden Book at at where? She's always been sketchy. Ah, that must be Georgia O'Keeffe. She did a few of them. Amazon. Just announcement an X-Files. Wow. Yeah, that seems to have gone by the excuse me. It's amazing how something consumes your whole life and then it goes and then you just move on. Just go to something else. It's like just hearing the theme to it and you know Mulder and Scully and everything and you know that you'd be in and you'd watch it and it'd be, you know, regimental. You'd have to do these things. And then it stops and then, you know, it's gone and you don't even know that it's gone. Like I'd forgotten all about the X-Files until he just said it. And it's like, God, I used to watch it all the time and then it's not there and haven't missed it. He was upset his father sold the 36 Chevy because it was part of the family. Ralph Lalone has a car fetish. Fetish? Yes. He went on the was it stock market or trading thing or whatever? Either just before or just after he asked Forrest for that headdress, didn't he? What do they call it when they go, these businesses, when they go on the stock market thing? I don't know what it's called. When they go trading. Stock exchange? Can't remember now. Probably, went shares. Ships, June 2025. Ooh, that's a good date. June 5th's a good date. Especially for Powell. Not everyone does that. I am still a fan. Yes, I know there'll still be fans, but I'm talking about like the majority of people. Everybody was like, "Oh, I've got to watch X-Files. I've got to watch X-Files," and then it stopped, and it's like I didn't think about it until until you just said it. But it's like it used to be all the time. Like you can't wait till it comes on, and then it's gone, and you don't know that it's gone. Ralph Lauren, you can't take your cars with you. You need a vehicle to take you there. Excuse me. You can't take your cars with you. You need a vehicle to take you there. So whatever the vehicle is that you need to take you there is what you're taking with you. So you might as well have a car. Take the car there. If you're going to take a vehicle with you, then you might as well take the car. I needed a vehicle to take them to the treasure. It's a spiritual word. What, X-Files? Not a religious word. Oh no. Excuse me. Bill has the car. Yes. But what does that mean, Bill? What does that mean? You have a car. I could tell you where there's a car. Right now. I could tell you where there's a car that looks like Forrest Fenn's car. If you went to Wyoming and you went to Casper Mountain and you look down the little thing, it's right there. Right there. I wonder whose car that was. Rusty car now. I sent Forrest a video of that. I think it's better than your car. But I don't know how it got there. Like, I don't know what you call it either. I just call it a dip. So you walk up this mountain and you look around and there's a big dip. And in this dip, there's a car. And you're on this path and you look around you and there's trees all around. And between these trees, there's no place to get this car through. So why is there a rusted out car in a dip on the top of a mountain? How did it get past all these trees? Or were those trees not there when this car, rolled into that place, or however it got there? I have the old car with no body, has a bullet hole in the fuel tank like his F100. His air cushion was in front of the car by the creek. Yeah, there's another car, I think, is it Union Pass? Out that way somewhere with bullet holes in that line up. Davey, where was that car? We have all heard it. It ain't going to change anything. We believe what you're saying. We understand what you're saying, Bill, but I don't know. If that was the case, Forrest wouldn't have said what he said. I have a gut feeling in 2018. He wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have said, my gut feeling's wavering, in 2018, whenever it was, 2019, whenever he said it. So where was that car, Davey, with the bullet holes that was a map of whatever, those planets in line? Can't remember where that was. I'm thinking Union Pass, but I might be wrong. It could be a different song. I needed a vehicle, so I wrote a poem. Yes. How much of that makes sense? I needed a vehicle, so I wrote a poem. So this vehicle is going to take you somewhere. The only thing is, and this is a scary thing. Well, I think it's scary when you hear what Forrest said. I needed a vehicle, so I wrote a poem, and yet you have to follow in those footprints. But I'm in a vehicle. Surely, if I'm in a vehicle, I won't be walking, or will I? So that's scary. It's like I needed a vehicle, so I wrote a poem, but you have to follow the footprints, and the footprints are in the poem. So if the poem is the vehicle, why are you walking? Oh, probably to get to the first clue. Oh my goodness, mate! I can see it in my head. Cannot remember. Yes, I can't remember either. But yeah, there was a car. It takes you. So the solve takes you on this journey. You end up in this field, probably where Forrest threw his watch. End up in this field. No, I don't think he was there when he threw the watch. I think he was in Texas. I can't remember where he was. And there's this car in the middle of nowhere, and the way that it's set up is crazy. And yet, if you look at it, I'm sure it had bullet holes in the constellation. And it's like, that's crazy. That doesn't happen. Not unless you're supposed to find it, which, is pretty much what Tim's Adventures does. Like, you're meant to find these things. You're meant to find them. And it's like, that's crazy, because whilst it has nothing to do with the correct answer, it has everything to do with the chase. And that's crazy. You're meant to find, everybody's meant to find these things, which is what I was talking about the other day. There is no free will. Forrest didn't give us free will. We think he did. We think that we were choosing everything that we want to choose, but he put everything in front of us. He blocked us when we were going one way and made us go another way, and we ended up exactly where he expected us to be. And it's like, how do you do that? Like, how do you manipulate people? Not manipulate, maneuver people to a place they think they chose. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. You think you chose this place and you didn't. He basically puppet mastered you to a point that you think you chose, and he took you there. He moved your hands and your feet and everything, and he guided you to this place and left you there going, oh, I did it. And it's like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Forrest did it. He dragged us, wherever he wanted us to go, gave us a solve, and let us believe that we found it. Hey, Jeep girl. And yes, we are all friends. Thanks for that. Oh, Mr. Redford. It's a 1930 Ford model, a birth year. His dad sitting on the Benko. He's sitting on his Ford Model A. Model A Alpha, other end of the Amiga. Well, I think, from what I gather, Jeep girl, that everybody's good if they don't answer. So yes, all good. Apart from Zozo, he's just getting over the fact that he nearly was homeless, but not. So probably the least mentally doing good. I haven't asked Lulu how her sister is. Hope she's well. The car was also in. Don't say that word. Any minute now, Frank will turn up and go, yeah, Meadows. It's like, oh, no, they're just words. It's all compartmentalized, and you're meant to find what you're meant to find with the information you're given. From a plane flying over, Davy's car did not have the seat cushion nor in the wood. Davy, what are you doing there? Yeah, so no specialised knowledge or special equipment at all needed there, is there? Like, everyone's going to be flying over that wood and reading it. I suppose you can sit on Google Earth, I suppose, but it didn't go down far enough. What does that mean? Even that is probably, in the top 10 of the biggest clues you can have. Google Earth doesn't go down far enough. How far down do you want to go? Like, what's it called? Dante's Inferno. Do you want to go all the way down to there? Or Barclay Pitbill. The car was also in Meadows. I read that. Car was middle of a straight runway meadow, backside of lowercase d. Yes, we have all this information embedded in our minds. And yet, Forrest said it wasn't found in 2018 still. The chase we can be solved by anyone from anywhere in the world. The chase can be solved by anyone from anywhere in the world. You did not to be a USA citizen or have specialized knowledge. No, you didn't. You had to have Forrest Fenn knowledge. Double Amigas was his and Peggy's Love, Suicide Pact. He said there'd be big surprises 2020. They planned their exit. She followed him. Well, the big surprises did happen in 2020 then, if that's what you're saying, because he apparently did exit. He did go in 2020. But nothing is as it seems. So Forrest didn't leave a sugar show, a sugar honey iced tea show. He didn't leave that. So that means everything that's happened has happened for a reason. Let the reason be love. Don't love me for fun, girl. Yeah, David, let him say what he wants to say. He's all right. We can't change anything. I feel good working on some hunts again. The JCB Fenn box is kind of overwhelming. I just have no idea on it. Welcome to the family, GPL. The family of the we have no idea of what. Well, I say we have no idea. There are people already going out looking. I find it incredible. Absolutely incredible that they're doing exactly the same as what they did with the Forrest Fenn hunt. Basically going there and it's not there and it's like, why is it not there? It should be there. Just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But, again, the book is worth it just for the information in the book. And the way that it's made, it's like crazy. I'll go so far as to say probably better than, The Thrill of the Chase, and that was a stunning book in itself. But in the book, like, you have to look and go, hang on, why in the book are there white pages, black pages, Thrill of the Chase pages? Why are they different colours? What are they referring to? I'm not saying focus on those. I'm saying, look, they are different colours, but what are they referring to? If you're serious about trying to find a chest, you have to know the start. You have to know the start. You have to bear in mind that to find the lion's share, you have to read the whole book, because the lion's share is throughout the book, however it's mentioned, however it's said. Which means to find the lion's share, you have to ignore everything in the book that is regarding to the other chests. But how do you know the information you're using to find the lion's share isn't to find a different chest, one of the 4 chests? It's like, you can't do. So if you're going out looking, why are you going out looking? To read the whole book to find the lion's share means you have to separate the lion's share chest from the other 4 chests. And if you don't do that, you're going to have a bit of one chest, a bit of another 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 chest. And when you get to the end, you might be using the information for one chest that makes you believe it's the lion's share chest, and it's only a piece of information for maybe the Pokemon or the past and future or the Appalachian Trail. So how do you know you're separating one chest from another, from the lion's share? If the lion's share is based on the whole book, however it's said, if the lion's share is that, how do you know that your idea of the lion's share is not part of one of those other 4 chests? So maybe you need to find 4 chests before you find the lion's share, or however that is. Or maybe you already need to know what the lion's share chest is so you can focus on the other 4 chests. Or maybe you need to know them all. Maybe, Pokemon, you've got to get them all. So the way I see it is whoever finds one can find all of them. That's how simple it should be. If somebody finds one, they should know where all of them are. Because you have to read the book to find the big one, the lion's share, which means you've separated that one chest from the other 4 chests. If you can do that, that's amazing. If you can separate those 4 chests and know that all through the book, you started at this point and you went all through the book and you never picked up on any of those other 4 chests, you got through the whole book, you got to the end and you think, yep, that's it. It's the lion's share. I'm going to get that one. And didn't touch any of the other 4 chests while you were reading that book. Not one single hint led you to any of those other 4 chests. You went straight for the book. It was all the lion's share. You knew where you were going. You knew what it meant, and you were going to get the lion's share chest. What? Surely not. Surely not. So how does it work? Are you going to find one chest, say within 3 chapters? You're going to find one chest. Then you go on and find another chest in 2 chapters. Then you're going to go on and find another chest in 3 chapters. Then you're going to go on and find another chest in 4 chapters. And then all of it, once you wheedle out, whatever the word is, all of those 4 chests, then you can go through it and find the lion's share, which is the information that's left. It's like, it cannot be as easy as people are saying. I'm going to go out looking for this chest because it's this chest. Or I'm going to go for the lion's share because I know that all of this bits of information is only for the lion's share, has nothing to do with those other 4 chests. And because I found one, I know where all the other 4 are. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think the rest of the book's been good. Are you working on it, Mario? I am messing about with it, yes. Working on it. I don't know if I'm working on it, but I am messing about with it. I think the rest of the books have been read it. So I went to, wow, yeah, there's a place I want to go. I went to Temple, Texas and stopped at the Fenn port, spent 2 weeks over. Oh, isn't that where the toy was? Was the toy there or was it in another place? The toys, where it burnt or whatever. I'm not sure if I've got the right information in my head. I've got a lot of information in my head. But I can remember something about a toy and burning and the house and the porch. Once Upon a While released in November 2017 when the chase was over. Yeah, but in 2018 he said he had a gut feeling. How can it be over? How can you get a gut feeling about something that's already finished? That's crazy. In fact, it's worse than crazy. It's pathetic. How can the person who hid something know that it's over in 2017 and then say, oh, I've got a gut feeling someone's going to find it in 2018? And then say, actually, my gut feeling's wavering. It hasn't been found at all yet. Bill, it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, but it doesn't make sense. You can't have a gut feeling in 2018 if it's already found in 2017. It just ain't going to happen. As much as I want somebody to be that person, I just can't see that if the person who set it up tells everybody, I have a gut feeling, then say my gut feeling's wavering, as I've already explained earlier in the video. No, it didn't happen. And it didn't happen because in 2019, he said, if you know where it is, probably talking to the finder, if you know where it is, get out into the trees and get it. Which means in 2019, November 2019, it wasn't found. And then he said, good things in 2020, or surprises in 2020. And then he said, drain the pond. And then he said, that's me taking flack. And then he said, think nice thoughts. And then he said everything that said, listen, This is when you need to listen. This is when you need to listen good. Things are going to happen. Listen to what I'm saying. Trust me. Those are the things he was saying. Oh, and as if by magic, David's already said, Forrest said big surprises in 2020. If your solve is correct, it would make sense. You would know why he said that. Well, that's what I was just saying, but I didn't know you said that, Davey, so there you go. That is so cool, Duke. I haven't been to Temple. Yeah, I'd like to go Temple. Like I say, I think that was where he said some tours or something was. Once upon a while, at the end of the line is the star asterisk, which was the bullet point at the end of important literature. Once upon a while is important literature, the end. Yes, it may be there to help you, and Forrest said all you needed was the poem. So, if you have the answer from the poem, I don't think you're bothered about what it says in all those other books. 23 chapters, I think. Good stories to read. Gahood stories. Coffer is the lion's share, in my honest opinion. And I would have to say, it's a good thought. Can't argue with that. I wanted to check out the bridge, but it was dark. I was alone. Is that the bridge Forrest wanted to buy? Forrest wanted to buy a bridge. I wonder where he got that from. The Lions Bridge. Not the fishing bridge. I wonder who was on that fishing bridge in 2017. Was there somebody we know? The cemetery entrance is right up a few hundred feet from where the house was. It was pretty. He did say he jumped out the window and the boy could really think in a graveyard. He went a block or two, didn't he, to the graveyard? Once upon a time, there was a treasure hunt. All the searches but one were blinded by ignorance and could not. You mean like in 2018 it wasn't found? That sort of truth. We're blinded by that sort of truth. In 2018, Forrest had a gut feeling. We're blinded by that, and we can't see that, I don't know, anybody who found it before then must be wrong. If it wasn't found in 2018 and it wasn't found in 2019, how could it have been found in 2017? If Forrest is saying, it's not found yet, I have a gut feeling it might be. Somebody's given me some information, and I think they know, but they didn't. And then in 2019, still not found, says, if you know where it is, get out in the trees and get it. And I would say with my hand on my heart, I'm not trying to upset anybody, it wasn't found. It wasn't found. 2019, November, at the interview, K-Pro's interview, it wasn't found. But he did tell someone, if you know where it is, get out in the trees and get it. So, after that, things happened. So it wasn't found before 2019, unless it was found before 2019. No, in 2019. Unless it was found in 2019, it wasn't found before 2019. That's what I'm trying to say. What's the time there was? Mario, I still called going public. What that meant. I'm not sure what that means. I still called going public. Hammer Time, how you doing? There, that's the name. I very much appreciate all your insights and everything that you do. And, you know, the Steve stuff is awesome. So, yeah, Hammer Time. I couldn't remember your name. And then I see it there and it just bang. So, yeah, good to see Regi. It's still cool going public. Cool. That makes sense now. I was wondering what you're saying then. I still cool. I'm trying to give it a full read through, but I get distracted. Yeah, I was just saying, Jeep Girl, probably heard it, probably didn't. Probably best to just read the plan, you know, the first bit over and over and over. You know, try and work out what it is that they're trying to say before you start reading the book, because it's, what do I know? But if you're trying to find 4 different chests in that book, you have to be 100% sure that the information you're using is for one chest. Because if you have to read the whole book and the lion's share is the whole book, then at any given time, you could be working on 2 chests. the one chest that you think you're working on, and the lion's share. So you have to know which information belongs to which. Otherwise, by the time you get to the end, wherever it is, if it's the lion's share you're working on, then you're not going to find the answer in 3 chapters, because the answer's at the end of the book. By the time you get to the end of the book, however, where it's been placed, 2 chapters in from the end, 1 chapter in from the end, 15 pages in from the end, however the lion's share is, you have to know the chest you're working on is not the lion's share. You have to know that. You have to separate the lion's share from a chest. So it makes sense to try and work out which is the lion's share before you try and find the other ones, because you cannot guarantee the information you're using is not part of the information that belongs all the way through the book. And you can't find the lion's share as the first box because it's all the way through the book. So you have to read the book first. You have to read all of it without even trying to find a solve, just in my opinion, without even trying to find anything, without trying to find an answer. Understand the plan that he's trying to tell you, understand what it is he's trying to tell you in the book, read the book, and it's no different than read it over and over and over till something catches up in your brain. Could be the same sort of information. But you can't separate one chest from the lion's share chest. That's impossible. It's impossible. The information you're getting, even though you think you're looking for the Appalachians chest, say, or the Pokemon chest, or the Forrest Fenn chest, even though you think you're looking for that chest, you cannot be 100% certain that you haven't got the lion's share chest information in that, because you're not going to find what the answer is until you've read the book. So to me, it seems, I don't know, a waste of time thinking that you only have one chest when you might be, information from the lion's share chest. So I would read the plan over and over, understand what was meant by that, how that comes about, then the first chapter, then the second, third, fourth, fifth, without even trying to find any relationship, without even trying to work out why the 5 and the 6, why there's no page 90, etc., 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 until you understand the book, until you have an idea. It's no different to Forrest. If you don't know where Warm Waters Halt is, you have nothing. So if you don't have a starting point, how are you going to finish? If you don't know the starting point that you have is not for the end box, how can you start? The lion's share box, you read the whole book and you find the lion's share box. How can you separate that from the other 4 boxes? So really, you need to remove the lion's share box, the information that belongs to the lion's share box. You need to get rid of that, so find the lion's share box. Then all that information that you've taken away, what's left has to be the information for the other 4 boxes. Has to be. Otherwise, you're going to be working with, at the beginning of the book, maybe there's a chest, so I'm trying to find this chest, but in with that chest, there's lion's share information. In the second chest, there's lion's share information. In the third chest, there's lion's share information. In the fourth chest, there's lion's share information. If you're mixing them up, you're not going to find it. So basically, you've got a puzzle. You've got 5 jigsaw puzzles, and you've got all the pieces to those jigsaws. Now, the lion's share jigsaw is what's messing everything up. You can't separate those other 4 jigsaws, so you need to take all those pieces out that belong to the lion's share, and then you can find the 4 different chests. But as long as the lion's share is there, you're going to have a piece of the lion's share, put it into your puzzle, it's going to fit, and you're going to think, yeah, that's great. And then it don't work. It don't work. The piece, it's the right shaped piece and everything, but it doesn't work. So it's the wrong chest. So take the lion's share, find it, remove it, work on the other 4. That's how I would do it anyway. But what do I know? I know nothing. Wow, you're doing quick now. Trying to get it. Oops. Don't do that. Hey. He was hitting the find in 2018 because the chase ended with his death in 2020. What? What? So he knew in 2020, he did something in 2018 because he knew in 2020. Pan says, from a cold dead hand, the finder had to wait for him to die. Yeah, I'm not saying that's not the case. Hey, who's in the house? Mr. Greg, how you doing? I don't need to guess. You just told me who's in the house. How can I guess when you just told me? Says the person that the Lord is opposed. Finally had a day to relax. Woohoo! Night fishing, night fishing. It's all good. Good to have you here, Greg. The bridge below the home of Captain David Brown. There's plenty of Browns. Who's the other Brown? Who's the other Brown, Davy? Oscar Doodah Brown. Killed in the American Revolution. Started 249. No, just specialised knowledge there then. Everyone needs follow the money on Forrest, then find the truth. Follow the money. Follow the paper trail. Trump election tied to the treasure. Yeah, absolutely. No IRS, no taxes to worry about. Absolutely tied to that. And that's what I've said to everybody. Bill says some amazing things, and then he says what he says. But he actually does say some amazing things. Like, he knows the answer. And I'll go back to the, it's not enough money to get you to the moon. It's like, you already know what the answer is, Bill, if you're saying that. It really is, Davey. What really is, Davey? Davey, what is really? Says the person who wrote the poem. Oh, I don't know what that is. Trying to convince anyone that knows the truth is fruitless. Yes, it really is. I agree. He says it in the book, 2 parts. I don't know what that means. Hopefully you agree with me. If not, don't. Greg, some were paid to play a part and not privy to the truth. Yep. I see that as my statement of, I don't know who's who in the zoo, Forrest. And you told me not to trust anyone. So I'm happy with my soul. I'm not searching. I won't be going to America. But I think a full read through will help. Yes, you have to read through. You have to read through. The full read through should theoretically get you the lion's share, because all the information for the lion's share is in the whole of the book. So the full read through should get you the lion's share. If you find the lion's share, you can take that out, then read it again and find the individual chests. But you have to read. So read the plan, get used to that. Read the book, hopefully find the full, the lion's share. If not, read the book again, and until you can, work out what is the lion's share box and what are the other boxes. Because as long as the lion's share box is there, there's every possibility that you're going to mix one box with the other. You're going to mix some information with a different box, and then you'll work on the, there's no page 90, there's a 6 over 5, and all of those things can be done once you know. Mayor needs to read Rumblings and Ramblings. He's misinformed himself. I've already finished looking, so why would I read anything? I don't get how that doesn't sit in, Bill. I told Forrest I was happy with my solve. I am not searching anymore. So, not searching. Maybe there is a code. Maybe there is. Maybe there is. Big vault not found. Little chest found. Ooh. A good map is subjective. There are too many variables. Well, I don't know. If you know the good map, then you know how to find anything in any of the hunts. And I mean anything. You're able to find anything with a good map. JCB, Jack can't be. Hello, chasers. Well, hello, chasers. Alberti and Tigger together. What is the lion's share referring to? I don't know if I should say here. Hey, pirate. I was going to sing, "Hey Paula, I want to marry you," but I better not. So good to read you, Pirate. How you doing? I hope you understood that information. Part of this video is about, I don't think that some people understand what it is that I'm saying. I know what I'm saying, and I have the realization in my mind that people will understand what it is that I'm saying, even though it doesn't look like I'm saying anything. But I truly am saying a lot of stuff. Hammer time. I prefer that. So this is my M. The other way. No. Which way? That way. I can't do it backwards. My hand's backwards. Let's see if I can do it this way. So that's my M. And these are the two wolves. Just me in here. If I give you that sign, if I give you that sign, that means I trust you. As some people will know. That is the M. Within the walls, I allow you in. Hammer time. What Forrest has said will be proven. So, yes, 100%. And everything that was said, not everything, the majority of what was said specifically for a reason, and specifically to help the person that was going to find whatever needed to be found. I won't do JCB. I know what joy stands for, and it makes me nervous. Yeah, I think she's on. I can't remember what it's called now. That Joy Reid, whatever her name is. Yeah, she makes me nervous. Well, joy could stand for indulgence, couldn't it? And happiness. And happiness is the pot. Yes, David, but it has to be sold, meaning that it has to be deliverable. Oh, believable. What did I say, deliverable? Nothing is believable. The story needs to be unbelievably good. It's not yet. I believe the story is unbelievably good, and it is already unbelievably good because you can deduce the ending. So you already know what the ending is, so you know that it's going to be good. It just has to be written in stone, I suppose. His thumb on the trigger, an inch over his left eye. Bill, gunshot patients are not sent home to die. Yeah, he's trying to give you different information, but it's all irrelevant. It doesn't make any difference. I typed official and Google changed it to office. Sorry, I just got here. I did not know Lion's Share was a secret. No, Lion's Share is not a secret. The understanding of some of the Lion's Share could be part of the secret, part of the thrill of the chase, part of what this is about. Not a secret. What story? So, I don't know how you can ask that. In the interview that Forrest gave, those words, everybody should have on their lips all the time. It's important to the story, but I'm leaving that for the finder. So everybody was told, everybody in the thrill of the chase, every single person who listened to that, and I'm pretty certain that everybody knew that if your solve didn't have a story, you're not the solver. Can't be. Because the question was from K-Pro, what is the one thing that all searchers are missing? Even those that think they found it. What is the one thing that they're all missing? Forrest's reply is, I'm leaving that for the finder. Which means you ain't the finder. If you don't know what the story is, and if you don't even know that there's a story, you can't be the finder. Because it's the one thing that all searchers are missing. Every single searcher, no matter who you are, no matter whether you found it, whether you didn't find it, if you did it for 10 seconds, if you did the hunt for 15 years, it doesn't matter. The one thing that every searcher was missing was the story. And if you don't know the story, left for the finder, then you ain't the finder. It's that simple. What's the one thing all searchers are missing? Well, it's important to the story, but I'm leaving that for the finder, which means the finder knows what the story is, and the who and the where is up to the finder. So almost unbelievable important information that everyone should know, that if you have a solve and it doesn't have a story, it isn't you, because it's the one thing that all searchers are missing. The one thing was her statement, and his answer was, it's important to the story, but I'm leaving that for the finder. So it's like, well, there you go. If you don't have a story, it ain't that solve. So I see it that way. It will be hammer time. The time that has to be reached has not arrived yet. While the treasure is not evident to many, I can assure you it has been found. A treasure has been found. Well, yeah. The potential. It's been fun so far, Tigger. A refreshing distraction. Yeah, I think it will just get more fun. I really do. As long as, as long as we don't try and, bog it down with believing what, everything as it seems. As long as we don't do that. Coroner report, he has puncture in left eyebrow, an inch over his eye like Philadelphia. Yes, and he covered the whole of Philadelphia. Wonder why. Gorman crest is a blue lion with 3 swords. Tigger, joy has a different meaning for me. Yeah, every time I hear that word, it like joy reading the other joy. It's like, how can you have a name like Joy and you're so... Ugh. You're missing the bullet. The story to be told. As Mary said, the ending can be maneuvering. It's not a sellable story yet. The solver hasn't curated the right idea to reveal. No, and there you go. But only because it's a work in progress. The story is critical to the chase. Without it, you are not the finder. Story can be anything the solver makes up. That is it. No, the reason Forrest did this, there's a reason why Forrest did this, and that story is that story. But if you want to be more than an asterisk in a book, etc., 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 all of those things come into play, and a whole card, blah blah blah, all of those things come into play. True story, what everyone believes. Yes, I agree with that hammer time. The true story, we know that from the elections. Your truth is based on the information that you have, and nothing would dissuade you. And I think the Democrats and the mainstream media should be sued, if not put in prison, for the mental cruelty that they put a lot of people through and are putting them through, because they believe that the person who's running their country is Hitler, is a fascist, is this, that, and the other, and he's not. He's a genuine, honest, decent human being. And these people are in fear of their lives, in fear of their livelihood, just outright, people mocking them because they're crying and that. But if you truly believe that the person in charge of you is going to take away all your rights, that they're a fascist, that they're Hitler, that they're going to do all these nasty things, of course they're going to cry. Of course they're going to cry. And that's just mental cruelty because of these selfish, rich, nasty words, not giving a monkeys about people's lives and not giving a monkeys about how their mental health is, based on the bullshit lies that they put through the world that were easily fact-checked, if you bother to fact-check them. And I don't want to get into it. Not into politics. The true story is that, oh, you will believe it. One matelian. Proof is the reveal. The story is how everything happened. No one knows that. It has to be made up. Well, there is an alternative ending. Forrest will have made so much proof it will be impossible to not believe. So the solver will have pieces that fit. So this, like, I don't really want to get in, people to get into an argument over what the answer is. The answer is whatever Forrest wants it to be. Whatever, however making it happen is it. And I've said before and I'll say it again. If the answer was south of Santa Fe, he hasn't lied. You go north, keep going north, you end up south of Santa Fe, and you can find a chest. If that's the answer, and that's the answer that Forrest wanted, that's the answer. It's what he did. That's it. If his trump hole card, if his ace in the hole, whatever it was, ace in the hole, is that what he said? If that's something, weird and wonderful, then so be it. That's what Forrest wanted to make happen. That's it. So it doesn't matter, I've said to Dave and I've said to most of the people I speak to, it doesn't matter what the solve is. It only matters what Forrest wanted the solve to be. And as that solve comes out, that's what the solve is. And there is no lying. There is no, I suppose there's shenanigans in the way that it came about, but not to outdo anyone, not to upset anybody, not to cheat anybody, but to just make it happen. Just to, bring out a surprise birthday party for somebody. That's it. You have to do these things in order to make it happen. And that's what Forrest did. And when he comes out and says, well, when it's, revealed, this is what happened, then that's what happened. And there'll be enough evidence to prove that that's what happened. Whether it's the correct story or the story that Forrest, had to make happen. That's what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It only matters that here's the proof. Here's the reason. Here is what it was. Oh, the soul. Today, hey, Frank. Today I had some Chinese food. Hot sour soup, egg roll, and general sauce, toast chicken, toast chicken. Extra spicy. My fortune cookie said, a class action lawsuit will reveal all. The extra MSG has me run to the loo. Well, I hope Dave from the East wasn't in there as well. China is, not now they're not, Tigger. Well, they are now, but they won't be. China's running everywhere. I've said this already. I don't really want to get into politics again, but this is all about, nothing is what it seems. Yes, Alberti, only pieces that help. There are other searches with different pieces needed to tell the story that is believable. Why does it have to be believable? This world seems to run on. Who said it? A lie will travel around the world before, the truth has had time to put shoes on. It doesn't have to be believable. Well, believable, but it doesn't have to be true. So has 1 degree of synchronicity Kevin Bacon only got within 6 degrees of separation? China doesn't run me. Of course it does. That's why your taxes are high. That's why inflation is what it is. That's why, gas prices are what they are. Of course they run you. It's silly to say that they don't. The whole world is suffering because China is interfering. That's it. That's it. They want a socialist world. They're buying land in your country, in my country, in Davy B's country, all over the world. They're putting people in power all over the world, trying to change cultures, religions, whatever. Even if you don't believe, it doesn't matter. I don't want my religion changed. Not that I have one, to the extent that people talk about. But I don't want my culture changing. I grew up in this country the way that it was, and I'm happy with the way that it was, and I don't want to change. I don't want people coming from another country making my country into their country. If they like their country so much, go back. Leave my country alone. Leave the USA alone. Leave, Australia alone. Leave France alone. Leave Germany alone. Leave these countries alone and go back to where you came from. That's not being racist. That's just being honest. Leave my country alone. What if it's boring? Oh, it's not boring. But even if it is, it doesn't matter. Like, people want answers. Once you get the answers, so long as those answers have a proof to it, that should be it. That should be it. You don't have to like it. It's not about liking it. It's about Forrest making something happen. If he makes that something happen, that's what this was all about. He hasn't done it that you like. Well, I suppose he has done it that you like it. You know, it's part of, part of the whole scheme of things. But going back to the, surprise birthday party, you can set up a surprise birthday party, but if the person who the party's for doesn't like it, you can't help that. You tried, you did what you wanted to do, you made it happen. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But you made it happen the way you wanted it to happen. You just misread the room probably. So what is it? I watch Mike Ok's channel. He hitchhiked across China. Oh, brave man. Surprised he got back out. The chase hasn't finished, and I don't, if you go on the understanding that Forrest has made all of this happen, including this hunt, then the chase hasn't finished. So the chase is at least 5 chests more than it was in 2010, and we found 2 chests already. A chest that went to Heritage, which didn't go to Heritage, and a chest that's supposed to be hidden in the Rocky Mountains. And you could go home with a chest too heavy for one person to carry. So there's a chest found, there's a treasure found, probably more. Forrest said himself, if I had another treasure, I'd hide it in the Appalachians. And lo and behold, we have another hunt, and it talks about the Appalachians. Now, just for those people that are going to the Appalachians, just be careful of Bigfoot and all those cryptids and that are out there, the UFOs and all the other things that are said to be out in that neck of the woods. So, and that's another thing, how big are those chests? Like, if you can't find it in snow, and I've already said this, if you can't find it in snow and the snow's only an inch deep, then the chest must be a ½ inch high. Because if it's 5 inches high and there's only an inch of snow, then you should be able to find the chest. There'll be an inch of snow on top of the chest, an inch of snow at the bottom of the chest, and 4 or 5 inches of chest sticking out. So, that statement's made for a reason, but what is the reason? Like, if it's not buried, why can't you find it in snow? If it's not buried, which is another thing that Forrest said. So, most of the information is very similar to what Forrest said. And the way you find it, according to John, is grid search, which is what Jack did. So, hang on. What's going on there? So, if you're not going to listen to the information that's given to you by the person that does these hunts, does the hunts, done the hunt, did the hunt, whatever, then you're going to be in trouble. So, the book that's been given to you has been given to you for a reason. There's been talk of another book, The Unbreakable Thread. If you understand what the Unbreakable Thread is, then you're halfway to understanding some of it. If you don't understand what the Unbreakable Thread is, there is no point reading that book, there is no point. Read the first book first, because all the information is in that book. If you don't know what the answer is, you won't know what the clue is in the Unbreakable Thread. There'll be no point looking for it, because you won't know what it relates to. So read the book. Obviously, you need to read all of the book, because all of the book is about the lion's share. If you can't find the lion's share, then you're going to have to try and pick apart the information that belongs to the lion's share and the information that belongs to a separate chest. That could be a bit awkward, and it's one of 50 states. I thought there was 52 states in it, but however, so like 1 in 10 states. Potentially, you're going to have to look in 10 states to find one chest. So there was a statement that you could hide it in the same place. Now, does that make sense to people? As I tried to explain to people before, if you're telling people that something's been found, so Charlotte and Forrest talking, and they're saying that something's been found, there is absolutely no, and that's why I'm doing this, because I don't think people understand what I'm saying. There's absolutely no reason to say you can hide it in the same place, because that says that you're hiding something, not finding something. You're not saying something's been found when you say that. You're saying that now you can hide something in the same place that it was found. You can hide it in the same place. I thought you were talking about the chest being found. No, the statement is you can hide it in the same place. Well, no one will ever find it there. It's just been found. It's just been found. What are you talking about, hiding something in the same place? Why are you hiding something in the same place? So could that be talking about another chest being hidden in the same place in another hunt, and no one's ever going to find it there? And does it mean in the same place, or does it mean, say, I don't know, say the place is called security and the chest was found in security? What if there's another security in another state? You won't find it in this security because it's already been found, but you are hiding it in the same place. It's in a place called security, and no one will ever find it there because it's not where you think it is. So, all the information is there. It's not what you think it is, but it's all there. If someone is telling you and giving you information that something's been found, the chest has been found, and Forrest and Charlotte are discussing this chest that's been found, and the conversation is, you can hide it in the same place. Now, I'm telling you that the chest has been found, Charlotte. Yeah, but you can hide it in the same place. What? No, I'm telling you it's been found. It's like that's how the conversation should have gone, but it didn't. The conversation went, you can hide it again in the same place, but no one will ever find it there, which means something's being hidden, maybe in the same place. Whoa. It's like, come on. Like, all the information is there. All the information is there. You just have to hear it. So if it's going to be hidden again in the same place, where was the place in the first place for it to be hidden again in the same place? Not in the same place, maybe not in the same state, but maybe in the same place, in a different state. Uh-oh. I thought you said not associated with a man-made structure. Forrest dodged a lot of bullets, ended each chapter with a bullet point. Steve McQueen in Bullet. There's a film out called Steve McQueen, or written by Steve McQueen, or directed by Steve McQueen or someone. I don't know what that's about. I don't think it's the Steve McQueen. He's already dead. But so the chest in the Detroit Museum, I don't think, is a find for JCB, if that's what you're saying. Or are you saying it's the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase chest? Yes, Appalachians have Mothman, Bigfoot. Don't go there. So, well, somebody went there if they had something there, but yeah, not just them. There are others, and there's obviously a hurricane that went through there. So, just be careful and make sure that you are fully aware of, all the health and safety aspects of traveling through that place, but also that people know where you are, where you're going, what your, destination is, how long you expect to be there, when you're coming back. Keep in touch with people, because like Bill just said, Mothman and Bigfoot and the other monsters that are supposed to be there that are related to Bigfoot, maybe cryptids, that's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, just be careful when you go out there. And I say that as a landlubber, someone who doesn't trek out into mountains, well, only once. So, but yes, those crazy animal type things are in that area of your country. You're so confusing to listen to. Yes, I'm so confusing to live with. So thanks for that. Agreeing with my own mind. Cause I took it with me. You can keep your great treasure, Bill. I don't have room for it. F. No, I don't have room for that car. You keep it. Hearing and listening are two different things. Yes. Yes, indeed. Um, there's a new game in town. Did you go to school for that, Davy B? No need for that. There's no need for that. No need. No need. There's no need. So, where's Ben? I want him to have a stream. I want him to go live. He says it doesn't have nothing to talk about, but I don't have anything to talk about really. Basically, you talk about what the people in the chat talk about. We need. I'm not trying to stuck up to him, so either he does or he doesn't. But he needs to get his ass into this hunt. He needs to be a voice for those people that appreciate, his type of humour, his type of leadership. Not just his, but Ashley too. Probably more so Ashley than Ben. He does get a bit forgetful. But in order that more people get involved in the hunt, then the places that people go to get information need to be different. Some people will be put off by a certain type of hosts, and so some people will be, entertained by the same type of host. So it needs to be varied. And when the Forrest Fenn hunt had people like Sasha and Jason, Toby and Shelley, Mike was doing his own, Capo was doing her stuff. Illinois Ghost never saw, but I've heard that Illinois Ghost was around and hope that he's around again. There was Dale. The JCB hunt is trying to take off without those points of contact and without those different types of personalities. And, I'm not blowing his trumpet or anything, but Ben is, a good personality to have people gravitate towards. So even if you're only looking at 100,000 people in this hunt, then you're going to need a few more, I say influencers in the nicest possible way. You're going to need places where people can go and chat and talk and get information, and find a reliable home, a place that they can trust, that is not going to lead them astray, that is not in it for themselves. Some people just try and get information for themselves and they don't try and help the community. So, even if you're not involved in the hunt, just, be the shoulder that people can lean on and, guide them. And, if I had the ability, I would do it, but I haven't got the ability, and there's no point, and probably people won't come and see me anyway. So, and I act slightly different when I'm here than, the real me. Like when I'm on somebody else's show, I'm a bit more humorous. I don't know why I act more serious when I'm here, but it is what it is. Probably because I'm scared to be, too over the top. Hush, little Zozo, don't say a word. Anyone I missed? Oh, not Hush Zozo. Hi, Hush Zozo. Sorry, I thought you were saying Hush Zozo. Hi, Jody. Has the storm hit your way? Uh-oh. Stay safe, Jody. Don't like it when people say them things because, I know we have bad weather, but it's nothing like the weather that you people get. Forrest had me put the model a cowl by the wall and they but two chairs next to it. Forrest left empty chair between him and the cowl so the people who sat next to him would never know if it was. Totally confused me, that is. Bob Sager's Jody girl. 5 states. Yes, which state are you in? Greetings, everyone. How's your sister, Lulu? It's cold. Feel like something is on the way. I think East Coast is getting our snow. Yeah, I think we already got your snow, you horrible people. I, well, I've made it over 60, and I can honestly say in the first 40-ish years of my life, I probably saw snow, I don't know, 3 times, probably an inch thick, and then I moved up, further north, and then I saw snow, you know, every so many years and just an inch thick. But in the last 5 years, it snowed every flipping year. It's like, how does that happen? Every year, and it snows more than once. So that doesn't happen in England. So something has happened, and it's not global warming. It's these people putting all that rubbish in the air and changing the weather to suit their own, needs, and it's screwing Mother Nature over. She can't get everything back in balance because the way it was set, certain things happen certain times of the year in a certain way, and the water and the heat all worked in harmony to make it, balanced. Now we're having tornadoes being seeded, which creates a different, current, draft, heat, whatever it is, and screwing everything over. So you're having fires, worse than they were. You're having countries that never used to flood and have, rain as much as they have. You have places where snow goes where it doesn't go, snow in the desert, all of these things that never happened before because the earth's struggling to bring everything back to normality. And it's people like Disney. It's their fault. They just want, they've got a dome over Disney so people can go there and they're never, you know, shut because of the weather. So you stayed open when there was a hurricane because there was going to be loads of visitors. It's like, you're crazy, Disney. You're crazy. No one was going to visit you when there's a hurricane. So why did you prove to the whole world that your place was safe when everyone else was suffering? Crazy people. What's up? What story? It's not good enough. Is that why there is a JC? Yeah, you need a crane. Larry, we already said hello, silly. Hello again. Hello. I'm back again. If it was a snake, it would bite them on the ass. Oh, that would be an asp. That would be an asp then, if it bit you on the ass. It took seconds of his time to take his life. It took 10 years to find one chest in 4 states. How long will it take to locate 5 in 48 possible states? 48 crash, 48 crash. Why 48, Mr. Frank? Why is it 48 states? New Mexico received our first snowfall a couple of weeks ago. Uh-oh. We had snow all day, but Sierra's where daughter is getting 2 to 3 feet. Hate it. 2 to 3 inches here. Imagine all the people living life in peace. No, imagining a Femboree where no guest recognized the proxy chest right in front of them when they sat right next to it. Oh, Bill, you have... Why have you said that? Yeah. Was that the one at New Mexico? At 6,000 feet. I went to the Denver Mint on Monday and there was snow on the grass and shade areas. It was so sunny, I got a bit sunburned. Oh, I hope you're all right. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? The sun, when it's out, is really hot. I noticed that. It's supposed to be, we've still got flowers growing. It's like we've had snow, but the weather's been quite warm. We've still got leaves on the trees and we've got snow. It's crazy. We never used to get snow until like February. It's already snowed in November. And it's that mild, like, just rain stuff. The trees have still got the leaves on and we're having snow and it's crazy. Never used to be like that. Never used to be like that. Hi, Jeff and Woody. Of course, I'm giving you your Rocky Mountain weather report. Yes. And the weather today and for the next few days Frank, it was a .22 caliber, not a bell. Do you get the X-ray? There you go, Frank. You've been told. I'm glad there's a shiny new hunt. Sounds like fun. I don't know if it's shiny new, Alberti. That's what we've been discussing. Is it a continuation of the shiny old hunt? No Hawaii or Alaska, Mario. Ah, were they counted out, were they? Well, if you don't ask her, I'll ask her. Or is that a casket? Oh, you don't ask her, I'll ask her. Alaska? A casket. The lead was in his head. That's the wrong lead. The weather girl of the chase. Yes, Lily Bell, the weather girl of the chase. Bringing the news today is Lily Bell. For the whole of the United States of America. If I sat next to it, I would recognize it as an old car cowling. Dragged out of the woods, nothing more. I guess my imagination doesn't run. And Woody, sir, I will probably have to agree with you on that statement. Searcher with the metal car. Well, you need metal and resolve. So you have the metal, you just didn't resolve it. Northern Rocky Weather Report, live in chat on Mario's Live. Here we go. We go straight to Lily Bell, standing outside in the freezing cold, watching the snow come down. Oh, in front of the green screen, yes. As you can see, snow everywhere. And it's not very warm, so wrap up. I found Albert Brown's cabin, 2 Aspen with 1853 carved in it. Yes, and I found the WF, whatever it was. I can't remember his name. What's his name, Davey? That man who did the kid statue, the goat statue. Who, I always forget his name. He did those books about Africa. That was written into a tree, which I sent to Forrest, I think. Or I told him about it. I wish I did now. It's like, oh man, it's got to be a setup. It's got to be a setup. So those WF figures that letters that were on that. What's his name? Wilfred, was it? Is it WF? Can't remember that now. I have so many different solves in my head. It's hard to firstly remember how I did them, like how I got to that point. I can remember them, and then when people talk about stuff, I was like, oh yeah, there's that solve as well. So that person, when he knocked the garbage thing over and the stuff fell out, and that kid with the statue of the goat with those letters engraved on it, that was engraved into a tree. But that could have been, a cruel fellow searcher trying to lead others astray. Zozo, you in Sierras? He doesn't know anybody called Sierra. Mario, you look like you are in the Phantom. Oh, cheers. Thank you. What are you trying to say, Jeff? Oh, in the Phantom of the Opera set. Oh, right. Fair enough. I thought you meant that big, what's the name on my face? I can't even remember a song from that now. Otherwise, I'd have sung a song from it, and I can't remember. I can remember Michael Crawford being in it. Betty. Does anybody remember that person, Michael Crawford? Some mothers do have them. That's what it was called. Sing for me. I want to go for a cape, throw it over me, and rush off. I can't sing. Tone deaf. I've been singing Elvis today, to be fair. I'm watching some of those reaction channels. Very good and funny, some of them. And, emotional, some. Yeah, children touch the bronze indoors, but if you have metal in the sun, oh yeah, it gets very hot and you get burnt and blah, 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 blah. Caution, wolf sculpture may be hot, as Prince of Freedom is wolf sculpture. We do this every time, Bill, and I tell you that I went there, same place, did the same solve, and I ended up with the pyrite that's there. and the rainbow of lights above and all those things. It's like, yeah, I've been there. And no, I'm not there. Excuse me. Not there. But yeah, did the same thing. And it's like, why have you got pyrite in the... Where was it? Is it the car? Was it in the car park? I can't remember. So you followed it round from the wolf thing, and then I think the lights are on the right, and I don't know, I can't remember it now. But there is gold there, supposedly, and it's supposed to be pyrite. But, you know, I might be wrong. The bronze bear at the museum, the grizzly's last stand. That was another solve at the West Yellowstone Airport, is it? Is there an airport there where the Homer Brown was that bear? And the other thing that was put there, two things were put there. Can't remember, was it a beaver? A bear and something. So the West Yellowstone Airport and the Homer Brown was put there. I think Goodell can put that video out for that. Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. Uh-oh. Poor goose. Just all them turkeys. It's that time. I wonder what they do like for the rest of the year. Like if you like look after turkeys. Like, do you go the whole year feeding the turkeys? I know you have Thanksgiving, don't you? You have Thanksgiving first, then Christmas. Thanksgiving might be important. I hope the banquet table's set. Maybe you should eat the goose before Christmas and save the turkey for... No, yeah. Eat the goose at Thanksgiving so it doesn't get too fat. Then eat the turkey at Christmas. Wall sculptures at museum were donated by an artist I hired in 1995. Well, it's hardly likely to be the solve if you hired them. It is near the parking lot of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. The children rubbed off the patina. Yes, it is. There's also another, I don't know what you call them, monument. There's also another monument there as well, outside, further round. I can't remember what that's called. Sister is okay, but feisty. Uh-oh. Well, tell her the snow's coming. It'll soon calm her down. She won't want to be put outside. No, further south towards Academy. How about a gander, Jeff? The gander and not the goose. Uh-oh. Smoke weed every day. No, I don't think I'd need to smoke any weed, let alone more weed. If that is the same as you are talking about, yeah, I think it is. I think it's exactly the same. Mario can stream from Amsterdam Coffee House. Yeah, while I'm over there, I'll get some diamonds. Sort me out. Yeah, better feisty than, miserable. Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, better. Mental health-wise, better feisty than miserable. Definitely. So, I hope we can agree that this is a continuation and not... You don't have to. I'm not making, making demands that you have to agree. But there's too many similarities. There is too many instances where Forrest may have hinted that these chests would be available. Like, here, 5 keys. If only we could find the other 4 chests. 1 chest, 4 chests. If we can find the other 4 chests. You could hide it again in the same place. Nobody'd ever find it there. So, has there been hints throughout the thrill of the chase that lead us to there's treasure inside? And why was it called there's treasure inside. And why is it called the unbreakable thread? Which is a bit similar to the umbilical cord, which, the family ties that bond should be unbreakable. So instead of focusing on everything else that may or may not be relevant, it makes sense to read the plan at the beginning, understand that, read the book all the way through without trying to find anything, just read it, because you're looking to find the lion's share reading the whole book. And then if you manage to find the lion's share, you can read the book again and look for separate chests without fear that, in some of that may be part of the lion's share. And then when you are confident that you can read the book, then you can worry about all these. There's no page 90, the page 230 such and such, and blah 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 blah, and there's a 6 over, there's a 6 over the 5, and all of those things. Because if you don't know what the answer is, you don't know what that relates to. Or you might know what it relates to, but you don't know what the answer is, so it doesn't help you. So if you're going to look for a chest, then at least know that every bit of information that you're putting into that is specifically for that one chest, and that you haven't got contaminating evidence that may, lead you astray. Peace. I made it to my dental appointment today. Ouch. Well, that's good. Even though it hurts, better that you go through that pain now than more pain later. So I hope everything went well for you, Tigger. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Tigger, BP, go down. Don't know what that means. Hi, Jeff. Hi, David B. Hey, Tigger. I was once visiting Jennifer Eccles. So Lily, the pink. I was visiting Jennifer and was watching TV with her and her sister. Jen went to pee. Can I have a pee, please, Bob? And Sis said, when can I have you, Bill? I was once visiting a Jennifer and was watching TV with her and her sister. Jen went to pee and Sis said, when can I have you, Bill? And Bill said, now's a good time as any. I'm in a program that gives me a BP cuff that sends my BP readings to Massachusetts. Your blood pressure readings to Massachusetts. Oh, so that's why you're going back to Massachusetts. I have a personal MD calling in my meds. Coming all meds. I am a personal MD. Calling all meds. Sorry. Evacuate. Mama doc. The silent but deadly gone off there. Yep. It is vital that nobody shares my knowledge of the treasure location. Absolument. He said it. He meant it. That's what happened. Me and the dogs are going through the checkup phase. Oh, well, check down later. Snow with white makes a load of grumpy dwarfs. Oh, snow with snow for the next 3 days. Oh dear. Is that the weather report? No tune or nothing? No, like da 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 da. And today we have the news report from Lily Bell. And she says that there's going to be snow on top of snow for the next 3 days. Hi, Mario. I'm back. I thought your name was MJ. Glad to see you're still live. I hope so. Excuse me. Yes, I'm glad to see that I'm still alive as well. Greetings, MJ. Hi, Tigger. That was after a night on Anderson Deck with Jennifer in 1972. AMC ambassador with a reclining bench seat. Ah, a car, I take it. I thought it was some special person for a minute. Hey, MJ. Hi, Lulibelle. Hi. The best thing is I have a new laptop and new wheels. Oh, a laptop with wheels. Oh, stay still. New wheels on everything. Oh dear. A laptop with wheels. Wow. I bet that goes fast. That's crazy. I'm nuts sometimes. It's probably because it's 1:49. Oh, it's not 02:02. Normally when I look at the clock or watch or no, not clock. Yeah, clock, not watch. Talking clocks, nothing's happening to Stoof. I wonder why that is. Training wheels. I don't know what Jeep Bill's laughing at. Probably those training wheels. Yeah, are they free? Like, do you get one in the middle and two on the sides so it doesn't fall over? Or do you have two in the middle and then two on the back wheel? Never. Never, never, never. I don't know what never is. Never say never. Never say never. So I'm trying to think of what I wrote on the title screen. And have I talked about all those things? And if not, why not? Cold turkey. Uh-oh. I got a new Asus with 24 gigabyte RAM, 2 terabyte SSD, and Intel Core. Blimey. Excuse me. What have I got? Can't read it. 8th generation Intel Core 17 V Pro. Oh, now. Look at that compared to yours. Ultra 9 with AI. Davey, DA, the District Attorney, Vi. District Attorney Vi. That's one of my favourite pages in TTOTC, page 133. Yes. Very important. Importante. Importante. We like that page. Wow, Bill, that's something else. No, it really is a computer. It's not lying. It's a computer. It's not something else. I agree with you, and for good reason. Has 2 AI processors. That's crazy stuff. Everlightly does all that good stuff. 5 megapixel camera. I don't know what mine is. Mine's probably half. Oh, I found an old one. So when I was using those, when I was using those other laptops and bought another one, the camera didn't work on that. So I found a camera that you connect, and I put it on. It's that old. It's like, that's not a very good picture. That's not a very good picture. 5 megapixel camera. That's crazy, isn't it? It's like you're going out with your laptop trying to take pictures, that you could put in, wildlife magazines, and that's how good the picture is. K9, it's Doctor Who. It is even in the poem, the same poem. Yes, people don't believe that when Forrest says everything is in the poem, it means everything is in the poem. Think that's 5K, like $5,000, like $5,000. K, is that what you're saying? Like $5,000. I spend just the 5, not the 1,000. I spend the 5 to buy my computers, and you spend 5,000. Excuse me, 5,000, and you'll live in not in a mansion with a swimming pool. What's going on, Bill? There's something wrong there. No, I'm not having it. It sounds like a spaceship. Yes, it does. Not that I know what spaceship sounds like. Rocket Man. He must be Rocket Man. Got it from Best Buy. For that's how much I spend for a computer. 400. And you're just saying they took 400 off. I'd be lucky to spend 400 on a computer. 5,000. I couldn't do it. Even if I was super rich. I don't think I'd spend £5,000 on a computer. I would be fighting myself all the way around the shop. Everyone think I'd be nuts. But no, you're not. You're not buying that. Yes, I am. No, you're not. I could afford to. No, you're not buying it. Not going to buy that. No. Yes, the W. There's plenty of W's in the poem. Or is it a W? Like not two U's, but a W. W. Hey, you. Where have you been? You haven't been to see the Queen, have you? I've been talking about you, Ben. All nice, but I've been talking about you. You must do your shows. You must be a JCB. What's the word? What was the word? Influencer, in the nicest possible way. We need your caliber of person, even if you don't take part in the hunt. If only 100,000 take part, you need more than one place for them to go, and they're not going to come and watch me. So, Ben, please stop this. I've got nothing to talk about. You've got loads to talk about. I'm not asking. Where is he gone? Can't see it now. Where are you, Mr. Warriors? Warriors, come out to play. Clink, clink, clink. Warriors, come out to play. Remember it? Come on, man. Don't let us down. Stand up. And Ashley. Ashley wouldn't let us down. She's a trooper. Are you a trooper too, Ben? Are you a trooper? Are you going to see it through? Are you going to take us through to the end? We're jamming, Benjamin. I want to jam it with you. It's good to see you anyway, Ben. But please think about it, man. Go live. Do some stuff. Bring them in. They won't come kicking and screaming. They'll be joyful, happy people. Sorry, I was searching for my phone and accidentally typed K9. Oh, right. I thought it was dog stuff. It was only 1,100. Double alphas. Benjamin. Uh-oh. I was wondering what you're doing there, Davey, and then you explained. Do JCB shows? Never. Don't be like that, man. I have faith in you. They're not JCB shows. Trust me, they're not. They're Ben Apple shows. That's it. There'll always be Ben Apple shows. There's no need to fight it. It's just a continuation of the Forrest Fenn Full of the Chase. And it will continue until something ends it. You can do it, man. I believe in you. I'm Forrest Fenn only for life until I hear or read the end from Forrest himself that are just to find. Ben, you will hear it in the JCB community. Have to have faith in the Maverick, man. You have to believe he did it. You have to believe he did it. He did it. Affect the future. Shiloh said, you can hide it again in the same place. What was he talking about? Wasn't talking about the chest that was found. He may have been talking about the chest that he was going to hide. You can hide that chest in the same place. Forrest said, if I had another chest, I'd hide it in the Appalachians. Have a chest in the Appalachians. I wonder if it belongs to Forrest. Forrest said, got 5 keys in the chest. Only we could find the other 4 chests. It would change the history in the Southwest. Rambo said, "Nothing is over! Nothing is over! It's not over. And we need Ashley to tell us why. Because she knows it ain't over." She told us. And I can't remember what she said, but she says if it doesn't look like it's over, it's not over. However she said it. She's smarter than I am, so she'll remember what it was. It ain't over. You need to be there when it's over. I met Mrs. Marley at Criteria Studios in 1999. Hey, hey, Woody, I want to know. Miami. I honestly really doubt Forrest would let the end of his chase rest in the hands of a guy who bought something at auction. Nothing is what it seems. Ben, I trust you. Trust me. Seriously. This is a good thing. We got a good thing going. A real good thing going. That Ben and me. It's all going to be good, man. Ben, read Rumblings and Ramblings. I have the old car with Nod Body. And Nod Body. Not Noddy. Hurry up and wait, F said. He did. He said, hurry up and wait. I don't know where I'm going, but I only know I've got to get there. Ben, rest and relaxation. Also, the canvas at the end has 7 bullet holes in it. Bill, I thought of you when I found a burnt up car at my ha 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 by DB Cooper Solve. Yeah, there's one in Wyoming at Casper Mountain. Go there. That's a good car. Love that car. It's better than all the cars that anybody's found. Bill, did you put the bullet holes in it? What's with the weather report? It always says it's colder than my outdoor thermometer. The weather report's not wrong. Maybe your thermometer's wrong. No, I trust in your thermometer. Your thermometer must be right. The weather report's wrong. Lulie! Lulie's in charge of weather, Tigger. She's told us for the next 3 days what it's going to be. Lulie, the weather report's wrong. Could have been you, but you were warned off of buying it. Yeah, but it wouldn't have happened the way that it's supposed to happen if Ben had bought it. Sorry, but that's the way it is. It had to happen the way that it's supposed to happen. I said earlier, if you want to throw a surprise birthday party, you have to do things that, probably don't look a bit, kosher. And the person who the party's for may not even enjoy the party, but, you go through the process. See you, Wig. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much. Forrest Fenn Hemingway himself with a gun. Oh, there's a man with a gun over there. I feel confident there was a good reason I was told not to buy that jar, Albert. There was a brilliant reason. It had to happen the way that it was supposed to happen. Unless you were going to set up a treasure hunt with 5 chests that Forrest had 5 keys for. Forrest had 5 keys for 5 chests. Forrest. You could hide it again in the same place. No one will ever find it there, won't they? Hide it again in the same place? What are you talking about? I thought the chest had just been found. What are you hiding? So if you go back early, you'll see what I was saying about that. I do agree. Oh, somebody agrees with me. I do agree with Mario when it comes to nothing. Yes, nothing is as it seems. 100%. Absolutely 100%. It's important to the story. And it looks, hang on, no, because that's not going to be right. I was going to say the calm before the storm, but the shit before the storm, it doesn't work either. It gets worse before it gets better. And nothing is over. Nothing is over. Rambo, it's over. It's over, Rambo. No, John, it's over. Nothing's over. Nothing's over. I can't find his legs. I can't find his legs. Trying to put them together. All his insides falling out. Poor Rambo. Not because of that, because of my interpretation of him. Not very good. I think he should have got an Emmy for that. Like, he was just going off on one and he was talking about, shoe shine, Mr. Shoe shine. He went off to the bar and it exploded. And he's like, I don't want to go home. I want to go home, Johnny. It's like, I can't find his legs. I can't find his legs. The way that he said that, it's like, wow. It's like he really couldn't find his legs. I have video when I found it. The bullet hole was already there. Yeah, because you already put it there before you took the video. Come on, Bill. Don't try and kid us. You went, and then thought, oh, right, I'll do the video now. It's easily done. Used to listen to the Noah. Oh, well, all he'll tell you is there's rain for 40 days and 49 nights. Noah will. The Noah weather report in the morning to know about the weather and the drive to work. So if nothing is as it seems means deeper than what you see. Noah, you said the same thing again. Noah, no, I don't like the cold. It's a cold of snow. To the 70s today. 70s? Oh, you're having a laugh now. 70s? What are we on? -3. We're like, them singers, but lacking them because there's -3 instead of 3. What do they sing? Ooh, the freak. Them people. Them 3 degrees? There ain't none. We're -3 degrees. That's cold. And it shouldn't be that cold because we're only in November. It doesn't get that cold till like December, January, February. We're still in autumn, fall, as you call it. Forrest tells of a bullet in his wing. I like that. Outside his window. And he plugged it with a pen. I thought that was a coffee jug. No, that was a stick. He plugged the coffee pot with a twig. Oh, there we go. Stick plug holes. His story full of holes. 100%. And that's it, Ben. That's all you needed to know. The story is full of holes. That's it. Come embrace the hunt. We are still having the thrill. The sight was a little off to the left, and he had to adjust. Little BB gun, the Red Rider, and the swallows. Were they swallows? Swallowtails? Do. OMG. But lucky he knew just how much. There you go. Just how much. Because if you die with more than $50 in your pocket, you're a failure. Don't do it. Don't do it. Looking down the barrel of a gun. That's a song. The car was shot, Peggy told us, and the coffee pot had a bullet hole. His mother sold his car while he was in training. The car disappears at the beginning of Indy 4. Found it 80 miles north of the set. Well, that's not 8 miles. 80 miles north. Ben, who stayed in Fenn's guest house for filming of Indiana Jones 4? I guess you could say everything is as it is if nothing is as it seems. Yes. Exactly, monsieur. Yes, it is. Everything is happening exactly as it should. Because nothing is as it seems, and therefore we are making everything happen the way that it should be. You are quite correct, monsieur. Gracias for your bit of information. I hope you all digest that. I guess you could say everything is as it is, if nothing is as it seems. And that includes words, because they don't mean what you think they do. So I would suggest contemplating just a little, a smidgen, if you will, that If there is a pickle jar that is not an olive jar, then nothing that is said about said olive jar has anything to do with anything, because it's been a pickle jar all along. Therefore, the olive jar has no relevance to the pickle jar. I was tired. It just said pickle jar. There is no lie. If JCB is talking about a pickle jar and not an olive jar. So, there's hairs in olive jar. Now, it doesn't matter who you are. It only matters who you can make them think you are. What's he saying? He's telling us all, I am going to let you think that I'm all of these people. And I must do that. I must make you think that I am not the person that I am. I am someone else that you think that I am, because I don't want you to know the person that I am. And therefore, I hope nobody ever finds out. And that's what this is about. Nobody finding out who Major Forrest Burke Fenn really is, and how he can make it happen the way that it's supposed to be. And that he hopes that we can find the 4 chests. We, including himself, in that search. Not you, Ben. We, including Major Forrest Burke Fenn, which means he wants to know. Or does it mean he does know? If only we can find those 4 boxes, those 4 chests, it will change the history in the Southwest, the area that he came from. And he was attributed to hiding 1 chest in the Rocky Mountains. What if he hid 5 chests all over the United States of America? Would that change history in the Southwest? So in all of this, and seriously now, this is all you need to, really be thinking is, what is the story? Morning Glory. What is the story? Oh, that was another song, Morning Glory. What is the story? You can't ignore the fact, what is the one thing all searchers are missing, Forrest, says Capro. The one thing. All searchers. 350,000 searches. Everybody. However many there was. Everyone is missing it. Everyone. Everyone is missing this one thing. The one thing. And the answer Forrest gives is, it's important to the story. But I'm leaving that for the finder. Nobody has a story. They have a solve, but no story. What's the story? What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the story? Why is there an asterisk in a book that Forrest saw and went, I know I wrote that. I know I did that. And the secret of that place came back. So, how does burning the candle at both ends, making more money in the last 15 minutes than I make in the year, whatever? If I sold you a painting and you had it for 3 years or whatever, and then you sell it back to me for the price that you had it, all those bits of information, What are they trying to tell us? What's Cody, running, dragging the chassis behind him? Why is Forrest leading you to the bears? Why does he kill the bug and 15 of his relatives turn up? Why if you walk more than a mile, you're walking too far? People do these hunts and they say, yeah, I'm doing this. I go here, 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 here. And, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles later, they're at their solve. And the Forrest says, well, if you're walking a mile, you're walking too far. It's like, why are you doing a solve that's 7 miles? Why are you doing a solve that's 3 miles? Why are you even doing a solve that's 2 miles? If you're being told, if you walk more than a mile, you're walking too far. I don't get it. And that's what this video is about. Part of it is, do people understand what I'm actually saying? I believe that they do, and they're just being awkward. But having a chat with someone, I'm starting to believe that they don't understand what I'm saying. They absolutely don't understand what I'm saying. And, I think it's simple. Like a mile, that's it. You've gone too far if you walk a mile. First 2 clues. You've gone too far if you've gone past the first 2 clues. Like, in my mind, I think you must understand that. You must understand that. And it's like, no, they absolutely don't. And I was explaining something thinking, how do you not see that? How, this is something totally different, but how do you not see that? How do people not see this piece of information for what it is? And it's like, people don't. And I don't get it. And, I'm starting to think that maybe it is just, Forrest did this because he knew that how people think in America is different than how people think everywhere else. And I don't understand how that can be, but he obviously knows something that I don't, because I say things and I think, well, this is obvious. People would understand this straight away. And I read stuff that they're reading and I think they'll understand it, and they don't. And I think, well, why don't they see this simple information for what it is? Doesn't make sense. So, what I'm trying to say is I give information, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, they'll understand this because they know what this is about. And I've come to the conclusion that maybe they don't. Maybe I understand it because I know what it's about, but it has to be written in a different way, different format for other people to understand it. And that's crazy. I just, can't get used to that. Simplify the poem. There you go. I looked up all those words. Good question. He did. Cal himself, John Collins, in one of the earlier videos. Called himself John Collins. So, and, I hope nobody starts calling him Black, like they called Forrest Fenn. I don't want to keep calling John Collins Black, so unfortunately, John, I'm just going to call you John. And, if you hate me for it, then I'm sorry, but I'll keep calling John Collins Black. But I'm not just going to call you Black, and I'm not going to call you Collins. Are they pulling your leg back? Putting your leg back? Oh, God. I guess that's why they call it puppy love. Simplify the poem. Puppy's called Let Them Loose for Feeding. Oh, cool. The finder is not a searcher. He can still look, though. They found Cody 7 miles away. I gotta get off to bed, Mary. Good night, everyone. Cheers, Larry. Thanks for popping in. Say hi to Oksana for us. I appreciate you popping in. If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Night, Larry. That's Zoom, isn't it? Larry. My name's Larry. Later, Larry. Good luck, Bill. How long will you be in rehab? Who's going to watch your pups? Yeah, we'll talk about it the other day. I hope it all goes well for you, Bill. And, he said he's got all the food dispensers and that, or his sister. So, all good. Rumblings and ramblings. Cody was 7 miles away. They had to walk back, wet and cold, and no socks again. Or no shoes, whatever it is. How much fun it was until later. It was worth the cold. Woohoo! I always liked the reference to the rose compass. I thought cold meant Cold Springs Mountain. I thought it meant a long way. I thought it meant the cold shoulder. And whatever else is, in that area of the poem. I thought it meant waiting 4 or 5 years, to find the ending. That's what it meant. or for someone else to come up along and do another hunt, or end that hunt. Why I must go? Because somebody's coming. I've said it loads of times before. In Dances with Wolves, the question was, why did he go? He said, well, he had to go because somebody was coming. Why is it that I must go? I'll leave my trove for all to seek. The answers I already know. I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. It is good info, Bill, but your soul needs work. Lots of work to arrive at the true ending. I think Bill knows more than he's letting on. Pups go before surgery. Limestone cowboy. Limestone Ridge looks bright in the dark. Yes, he said you need a torch. Who do you think you are? Might need a torch. So you could go down a torch and a sandwich. Thought that was a blaze. Yes, in Irish Canyon, where the river drains at both ends. Woohoo! I know more than chap can handle. I bet you do. I bet you do. And I'll always go back to that statement that you made when you were asked at the Famboree, like, what are you going to do if you have those winnings? And you said, it won't buy me a trip to the moon. It's like, Bill, you don't just say that willy-nilly. You know about the trip to the moon. You know something about the trip to the moon. And it's like, there is no way that you just said that off the cuff as an answer. So that to me says you're involved in this more than you make out. And your cowl and everything else is not what you're really saying. And if it is, I don't know why, because you know more with the other stuff than you say than with the car and that. They know they had me answer for the dog. Where is Jack Jack anyway? Is Jack Jack still with us? If you're around, Jack Jack. Oh, bloody hell, there's 32 people. And 6 likes. What's going on? So, I was talking the other day to David, and I don't know if they want me to say the name. So, this is a good thing. It was always meant to be a good thing. There was always meant to be whatever happened. There was always meant to be that. But the collateral damage, is minimal compared to what, is happening. And Forrest tried to get everybody on board with nothing is as it seems. Think nice thoughts, he said. And it's like, no, not nobody. But some people just didn't take that on board. It's like, this man was like our leader. We followed him. He was a great bloke. People looked up to him, had mostly, good words to say. And then all of a sudden he went into a villain. And it's like, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. That you go from, having faith in this person, believing in this person, trying to find this chest that this person hid, to now it was all a load of bull. And I thought, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And those people that will fare better are those that have the faith. Those that believe that, whilst things are not what they seem, they're what they should be. So you have to have faith that everything that's happened has happened for a reason. And while it seems like, it's a slap in the face to you, it's not personal. It just needs to happen because it has to happen this way. So it's not what it seems. There is no animosity. There is no pulling the chest. There is no, none of this stuff that everybody talks about. Whilst it's easy to believe all of that, everything happened to get the end result. And that will only happen as long as the person that is guiding all of this, takes the flak. As Forrest said, that's me taking flak. That person, as bad as everything's getting, and knows it's bad, obviously, because getting it, as bad as it's getting, it's got to be done. And there are probably people that are upset along the way, and probably, friends of his that, he thought were his friend and they thought were his friend. Probably even them got, caught in it, but it is what it is. And he said, necessary evil. And this person needs to do, the things that, I need doing. It's like, if you don't hear those words that say, look, I need to do this. I need to do this to make it happen, but I need you to do this. I need you to be the evil. I need you to do this to make it happen. It has to happen this way. Can you do? If I tell you burn the house down, will you burn it down for me? You have to do it. So if you can't believe that those things are said to make it happen, just to make it happen, and not to upset anybody or offend anybody or, leave anybody out of pocket, or however it is you want to feel that you've been persecuted by, Forrest Fenn, it's just not that way. It isn't that way. I don't see it that way. They asked the dog, and I answered, I'm the dog, deputy dog. You can only speculate. Well, I rather deduce than speculate. I'd rather, based on information received, I'd rather deduce than just have a wild guess that these things happened. And I'm pretty good at deducing. I'm going to start calling myself Hercule, Monsieur Poirot. Forrest has a picture of the horses and the dog. It didn't look like you, Bill. I don't know. The horse probably did. You do not have a project without a decisive target in mind. Forrest Fenn's TTOTC has a definitive ending. Trying to BS around it will not work. The answer is the answer. And that's the important thing that, I've said for a long time. In order to get the answer, you have to have the answer. And that might be the same in the JCB hunt. In order to get the answer, you have to have the answer. So I've talked about the word search. To know that the word search is correct, you have a cryptogram underneath. I don't think you can solve that with just the crypt. It's possible, as I've said earlier, but I don't think you can. I think the cryptogram is to tell you that the place that you found is correct, because the cryptogram tells you where you are, where you're going, what you're doing, how you get to where it is that you think it is. So you're given an answer, and then the cryptogram says, yeah, that's the river, stream, whatever. That's the field, they're the posts, blah, blah, blah. So where you think, no, not where you think, where you found the chest is confirmed by where you can find the chest. And that's how the thrill of the chase was. In order that you could start the chase, you couldn't start without it. If you started without it, your answer was wrong, and it was wrong straight away, because you can't think Forrest Fenn's thoughts. So that answer was incorrect. So he told you the answer. He says, this is the answer. I looked up all the words in the poem, and this is the answer. But in order for you to know that this is the answer that you think is the answer that I gave you, because obviously you can think it's right, but you don't know that his thoughts, and you can't think what his thoughts were. You can only go on the information that you've got, and what you've deduced is the information. He said, you can confirm the answer that you think it is, because you can't think what I did, but you can think what you did. You can confirm the answer using this method, and you need to have it nailed down. And if you have it nailed down, that confirms the answer that you think it is, that you found. You found this answer, you believe that this is the answer, and now you confirm that you have the answer because you have it nailed down. And that's it. So he's told you all the information that you need, and it'll be the same with this. You'll have all the information, and you use all that information just to get that one piece of information that is the answer. Here is your answer. Confirm your answer. You can start. If you start without the answer, if you start without knowing what it is, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You have to start by knowing what it is before you can start. Once you know what it is and confirm what it is, you're done. But if you start without confirming it, you can start anywhere. And it could lead you to anything. So you look at the plan at the beginning of the book, make sure you understand what he's saying in that plan, and then read the book. Always knowing that reading the whole book, that's leading you to the lion's share. Everything in the book, not everything in the book is going to lead to the lion's share, but throughout the book, the whole book is going to get you the lion's share. So once you read the whole book, all of the information that you've got is information for 5 chests. 5 chests. If you read the whole book, all the information in there is information for 5 chests. You have to separate the other 4 chests from the lion's share. Or you have to separate the lion's share from each of those other chests. Now, if you can't start because you don't know where the lion's share is, what the lion's share is, how it's separated through the pages compared to the other chests, then you're going to struggle because every bit of information you have is going to be contaminated. So you have to know, how do I find each chest individually? And why do I need to read the whole book to get the lion's share? How is that different than each individual chest? They're all individual chests, but one is the whole of the book. So, that's, and you don't have to listen to me. I don't know. I'm just saying how I would think that would be the best way to do it, because I'm pretty certain if the lion's share goes for the whole of the book, then there must be information for the lion's share mixed in with the information for the Pokemon chest, mixed in with the information for the past and the future chest, mixed in with the information for the Appalachian Trail, mixed in with the information for the Forrest Fenn box. However it is, the lion's share is going to be mixed in with all of that. So where do you start? What's the best place to start? So the plan, work out how to interpret that information to understand how to interpret the other information. And do you start at the beginning and collate all that information to get the lion's share? Or do you start at the beginning looking for one box, find one box, then start again, look for another box, or use the same method to find another box? How will that work as you proceed through the book? Bearing in mind that the lion's share is all the way through the book. Important literature is Once Upon a While, Doug say, Where Forest Parks, before the last chapter is a bronze wolf, blah, 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 blah. And it has to happen in a certain way. Interesting. I could not see what you are reading. The nickel under the grave is about the nickel Fred Hammond got for his Red Ryder BB gun. He got a nickel for each BB gun. BBs are bullets, so are arrows. Just watch the show, and even Romans had bullets. They were lead football-shaped projectiles for a sling. Casey McGraves has a great song, Follow Your Arrow. I have never heard that. Never heard the song, never heard the name, Casey McGraves. Have you ever wondered why his name is hyphenated? I have wondered why his name is only Jon and not John, and why he's not called Jack and Jack is, when I'm pretty certain that both of them are John. John is Jack. So why haven't we just said that Jack, hid the treasure, hid 5 boxes, hid 5 chests? Why have we said that it's JCB? Musical battle between Pan and Apollo. Oh, remember that. Is the basis for the devil went down to Georgia fiddle contest. Greek mythology, yes. Devil went down. I don't trust JCB. Oh, don't be like that. It's just because a bunch of Forrest Fenn songs on Suno. What the heck is that? Don't know what that is. So I've just said, why isn't JCB Jack, considering Jack is Jack and Jack is Jonathan and John is John, so John should be Jack. So if nothing is as it seems and Jack is not what it seems, then is JCB what it seems? So I've just finished saying that you need to have faith in a maverick. So you need to believe that all of this is playing out as per Forrest Fenn, how he wanted it to play out. And if nothing is as it seems, it doesn't matter who the characters are that you see. It doesn't matter that the words you don't understand, that the information you don't understand. What matters is, if Forrest Fenn is making it happen, you need to understand what Forrest Fenn said, take that on board, and try to understand the information that is given to you. If nothing is as it seems, who's to say all of this is as it seems? And it's all irrelevant. If it's not as it seems, it's irrelevant. Because Alberti said, if nothing is as it seems, then everything is as it needs to be. So that's what you need to focus on. Everything is as it needs to be. This information you're getting, it needs to be the information you're getting. You just have to understand it as the information you need to be getting. If it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's the information that you need. And that's the information that you need to understand. You need to decipher that information because it has to be that information. The poem had to be written that way, Forrest says. So many things had to come together, Forrest said. But these things have to be done the way that they have to be done in order to make it happen the way they're supposed to happen. And we're probably not going to like it, but that's how it has to be. And the sooner you get, to understanding that nothing is as it seems and everything is as it should be, then work out what should be what. How should it be? If nothing is as it seems, how should it be? What is the information we're getting that is not what it seems? So, that's how I see it. And you just have to have faith in Forrest. You have to believe that he makes it happen based on the information that he's using to make it happen. And you have to make it happen based on the fact that it's not what it seems. And if you're still here, Ben, well, you didn't need to buy an olive jar. I have a bunch of Forrest Fenn songs. Oh, Stellan is MAGA. Yes, he is. Bill, did AI make them? Sylvester Stallone for the secretary. Rambo, nothing is over. That's what the Democrats are saying. Nothing is over. Melinda Cash, good evening. Have I said good evening to Melinda? Hello, Melinda, if I haven't. Sorry if I haven't. That's so rude of me. Fancy having a guest and not saying hello. Did I just read what you said and not said hello? Yeah, the poem had to be just so. And I think that's how, the word search has to be. And don't forget, JCB said you need to do a grid search. So, that sounds very similar to what Jack did. Or very similar to what me and David did. I know the old ways for the, but he's a Colin SS. Hey, sorry if I didn't say hello, Melinda. That's just so rude. I know, but I don't know what you just said there. I know the old ways for the, but he's a Colin Gap SS. The other ways. John Collins Black. So, John, if you're watching, I hope you don't mind me calling you John. I don't really want to call you John Collins Black. I don't really want to call you JCB. And I don't want to call you Black. And I call Forrest. So I'm hoping I'll call you John and you're not offended. Hyphen. Ah, Melinda, there's a face. Have I seen that face? I remember the legs and I can't remember the other picture. I don't remember seeing the face. Have I seen the face? I can't remember. I've just noticed that there is a face. I know your legs were nicked or stolen or whatever happened, but thought there was just a different picture. I didn't realise it was you. And from the little bit that I can see, there's almost a Tulsi Gabbard like hair going on there, is it? Somebody was saying that they wouldn't. These people saying they wouldn't. Men wouldn't vote for a woman to be president. I don't get that. But I would vote for Tulsi Gabbard to be president. I definitely wouldn't vote for Kamala because she couldn't do it. But there are some women in America that one's Democrat, one's Republican. Can't remember her name. I think it might be Katie. Someone short hair. Is it Georgia or somewhere? Don't know. I'd vote for her. She sounds like she's strong enough mentally to do the job, and that's all you need. You need someone who's got something about them that is able to talk to anybody in any height of power, and do the right thing in that. So those two women already, there's more. I would see are great presidential candidates, and one's a Republican and one's a Democrat. So, and I say that in the truest sense of the word. Tulsi Gabbard is a Democrat, not one of these fake socialist wannabes. And seriously, I think America could do with dismantling the party and starting again with, RFK Jr. and Tulsi and those sort of people, at the head of it. I think they probably would have, beat Trump if it was them two running and not. I already forgot his name. Tampon, Tim, Temple, and Kamala. If it was RFK Jr. and Tulsi running instead of those two, I think they might have done it. Anyway, eyes be going. I hope that, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to tell them what to do. I'm honestly not. And I came into this trying to, tell everybody not to give Forrest a hard time, that, he was trying to do something and it's not what you think it is. And this is, if you do these sort of things, you might be able to get some information. That's not me lording over anyone. That's not me thinking that I'm better than anyone else. That's just, look, here's some information, use it, look at it, do what you want. And the same with this hunt, I'm not trying to say I have all the answers. I'm not trying to say this is how, definitely you have to do it. I'm saying these things looked at logically are more likely to pay off than, some of the things that other people are doing. I mean, they're already going searching. It's like, and, I have to admit, if I had, well, I did have, so, an Amelia Earhart solved, then I would probably think, hang on, I wonder if it's in that place, a bit like David Paisano has his solve. I wonder if it's in that place that I thought it was for the Forrest Fenn hunt, and then go back there. So in that Kerwin place, which is only one way in, which Forrest said, it's only one way in, as far as I know, or however he said it. So in that place, there is only one way in there, and there was talk of, do you need a Jeep or whatever sort of car? So to get there, you would need that sort of thing. So what you need to think is, are those 4 states ruled out? Is Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and Montana ruled out because it was in the Forrest Fenn for the chase? Or are there 4 chests in those 4 states? So, how does it work? I don't think there are 4 chests in those 4 states, but how does it work? So you can hide it in the same place. No one's ever going to find it in there. Why are you being told that when the chest has been found? So it's a totally different conversation than what's actually happened. The chest has been found. The conversation should be the chest has been found. This is where it's found or whatever. But it wasn't. It was, you could hide it again in the same place. Well, you're not talking about something being hidden, you talk about something being found. So why are you talking about something being hidden, and what's it a hint to, and who's it supposed to help by saying that when it was? Same as, don't tell me you found a chest. Why are those statements being made? Read me what it says, what the poem says. Why are they being made, and why are they being said the way that they're being said? And the same will go for this hunt, I would think. And I would think, and I could be wrong, that there could be a good map. You could need a good map. You won't find it in snow, blah, blah, blah. Similar to what Forrest said. These things could be helpful. The information that Forrest gave could be helpful in this chase because they're very similar statements. The same with, being precise. You still need to be precise in this hunt. Thanks, Jeep Girl. Way back. All good. If you're still here, Money, a wave for you as well. So hijacking happened to my legs. Fort Collins Museum of Discovery. Well, more like, probably, but also the Collins Dictionary. Sweet dreams, MJ. Night all. Thank you, Mario. Yes, sorry. I live near Fort Collins. Fort Collins, isn't that New Mexico near the search? Fort Collins. I'm trying to think now. So that's off to the right of where I'm thinking. No, can't remember. I think Fort Collins is down there, isn't it? Have to go there tomorrow. Good night, Jody. What is in Fort Collins? I think Fort Collins was part of somebody's solve where there's a hospital, broken down hospital, something. God, I can't remember myself. Things that I've gone through, I don't know. Hi, Melinda. Well, night. I'm off to dinner. I'm off to sleep. It's 2:45. 2:45 in the morning. Have a great dinner. How much is homeowners insurance, anyone? Oh, no good asking me. Isn't it different for each house and how much, yardage or whatever, and what's in the house and blah, blah, blah? I would have said it would depend on, like, what you're trying to insure. How big the house is, how many rooms. If you have leather furniture and blah, 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 Chesterfield, or if you have a Rembrandt and things plastered all over your house. See us here. Alex Jones is like, oh, I know that name. Is that a politician? Ticket depends on location. There you go. Really? Money's still here. Good. Good night and thanks for the show. Yeah, good night and thanks for being here. Fort Collins, Colorado. Ooh, Colorado. Out in the country. Way out in the country. Another song. Yes, around me, 1,500 friends in Vermont, 30K per year. Whoa, 30K. World War III starting. Anybody live near Russia? Anybody live near Russia? Words don't mean what you think they do they? Anybody live? Anybody live near Russia? It wouldn't matter, Bill. If World War III started, it wouldn't matter where he lived. He ain't getting away from it. Tulsi says that there are many lads in UK messing with. Yeah, they're just like, she's a smart woman, like I say, she could be president, no problem, but you've got the right people trying to do the right things, trying to fight the wrong people doing the wrong things, and it's whether you can stop them doing the wrong things before it's too late. That's how I see it. I don't just mean America, I mean everywhere. Like, I'm glad Trump's in power, even though he's costing us money over here, because he's saying the right thing and my government's useless, and it's going to cost us money by what he's saying against what we're trying to do. But hey ho, that's how it goes. Got to do the right thing. I'm in Casablanca without the casa. So you're in the white without the house. That's not very good. You're better off in the house without the white. Lots of biolabs. New pandemic is coming from Europe. Yeah, that was, I think, mentioned by one of those prophets. Can't remember who it was. Probably the same prophet that said Kim. Might have been Kim. Not the same prophet, because Kim's a different prophet. But somebody said there was going to be one. I can't remember who it was. Trump made RFK Jr. eat McDonald's. I read that the other day, Tigger. Yeah, so it's difficult to know whether it's more fear-mongering or whether it's real, but it has been prophesized that these things will happen. Again, you're back to you have to take a vaccine. What they put in people, what they put in the foods. But these rich people, what's the agenda? So just have to be careful. So everybody, look after yourselves. Don't, go in blindly and just trust people. You've only got to see how, the health of the children, the autisms, the spikes and all of that, the no coincidence in, the needles that they get in her, and then they end up being, ill. So most of this world is about reducing the amount of people, and we need to, be wary against that and not succumb to it. Otherwise, I think they're hoping that they control us easier if there's less of us. Ukraine sent US missiles into Russia. Watch the sky. They've sent them in. I know they said they were allowed to, but I didn't think they would. That's just stupid. That's just crazy. Crazy that Biden would do it. I don't know if he did do it because he wasn't even in the White House when the okay was given. He was on a sightseeing trip. I don't think, that's the right thing to be doing when you're deciding that you should start World War III. It's just not, if you're going to talk about, if you're going to put those sort of things in place, you need to get back and, meet everybody, get in the, whatever they call it, the war room and discuss it. Not just while you're walking through the woods, say, yeah, go on then, give the go ahead. There's a reason why they've done that if they have done it, because they've obviously rushed it forward, because there was no talk until about a week ago that was going to happen, and now they're just straight away done it. They can't end it all because we haven't done the chase yet, so they better stop. We'll have to have a word. And remember, have faith in the Maverick. It will all be good. Yes, it will. Here they say they did launch. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're lying, but it just doesn't make sense that they would so quick after. I thought that you had to send them out there first. I didn't realize that they had them, and then go from there. So unless they're saying they've sent them over, which is what they said they were going to do, like sent them from America to Ukraine, and then it's up to them to do it from there. I was thinking more, Thanksgiving time that it would have got over there and got done, but maybe a lot of the US agencies are out of money. Yeah, and I think that's been done on purpose as well. The whole government seems to be out of money. They were running on, we're going to give these black people these sort of incentives, etc., 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 and then before they've even got into power, they're saying that they haven't got no money to give these black people, but still apply. So you've got no money for FEMA. You've got no money for the incentives that you're going to put into place. You've got no money for defence. You've got no money, and they're telling the whole world this. They're telling the whole world that America's fucked. That they've got no military. They've got no money. It's like, what the fucking hell are you doing? Excuse my French, but what are you doing? Why are you telling the whole world that you can't defend yourself? That's just crazy. And maybe that's why people aren't leaving America because they lost the election. They're leaving America because they know, stuff's happening. BBC, don't talk about the BBC, they're useless. The Inspector General is running. Well, I can't believe that woman stroke bloke stroke whatever he is with the long straggly grey hair. It's like, I don't remember any generals or majors or lieutenants or colonels or anyone in that line of work that looked like that. Not because she looks a mess, but like, you don't have hair like that. What? Just no. I can't work out whether it's a man or a woman. I really can't. I have no idea. Can't remember. Don't know if it's a woman trying to be a man or a man trying to be a woman. Just don't know. So long, see you, honey. Biden trying to stop Trump by starting. Yep, probably. But nobody wins if those things happen. So I'm finding it hard to believe that if you've got to be some kind of stupid if you're Zelensky to send a few missiles into Ukraine and not expect Russia to just obliterate you, just wipe you off the face of the earth. Like you do it first, and they'll just go, right, stuff it then. Boom, finished. It's over. The war's over. No one can live there forever, ever, but it's over. I just don't see that. There is no point in World War III unless everybody says, okay, no missiles. But hang on a minute, you just sent some missiles over, so we're going to send some back. Job done. Everybody's dead. All the animals are dead. That just it won't be long before everyone else is dead. Davey should let Elon land his Starship on his land for a tourist attraction. Why don't you in the ocean? As long as you are here legally, all will be good. Got no money yet. She gave away billions. Yeah, great move. Yeah, it's crazy. You have $1 billion to run your campaign, and then you go 20 million overdrawn. It's like, and you want to run the country. You can't even look after $1 billion, and you want to look after trillions. That's crazy stuff. But if you can't look after $1 billion and run that within your means, what are you going to do with trillions? Anyway, don't want to get into that. Stupid. Missiles launched under NATO team Thunderbirds might see Russian missiles. I don't think it just ends with you don't just send 2 or 3 in and they send 2 or 3 back. I don't see how that works. That's pointless. If you're going to send them in, you need to send them all in and just end it one way or the other. It's a pointless exercise sending 2 or 3 in and destroying 50 miles, 100 miles, 200 miles of land, because you haven't won anything. All you've done is just made a bit of land useless. It doesn't end the war. So if you want to end the war, you have to send them all in or none. What's the point? Anyway, crazy people. We don't know. Thank you all. Appreciate you being here. It's been good. Lots of hearts. Lots of happy faces. Everybody take care. Wherever you go, whatever you do, gonna get back to you. Ciao for now. Write that in before I go. Good morning. Yes, it is. Good morning. It's nearly 3 a.m. Oh, 3 a.m. The witching hour and all that stuff. This is when your brain's supposed to do all the things that to make you good. Laughing my ass off at a tranny now. Oh, yeah. Take care, everyone. Thanks, Forrest.